I think we're live because I haven't done this in a month, but it looks like everything is working appropriately. So for those of you who are out there joining us, welcome. Thanks for being here, even though the schedule has been completely erratic. I've been sick. There was a problem 2 times ago. It's just we haven't been able to maintain our very sparse schedule as it is. So hopefully we get that all figured out and everything will be good. But if you guys can hear me and everything sounds good, looks good, let me know. Give me a confirmation there. I appreciate it. But it is me again, Anthony, and I didn't start the video the way I normally do because, like I said, we're totally out of whack, and hopefully everything works. But and I will be joined by my co-host, my longtime friend Brian. He will have a thing on the screen in a minute, and I will unmute him in a minute too, just in case he's, I don't know, swearing or something. No, I just have him muted. And then we're going to talk about news, basically action figure news and some other various news related news type things, just general conversation about stuff. Nothing too technical, pretty casual, pretty light, and it should be a fun time. So let me, normally what I do is I switch over to this screen, and then you'll see Brian's little thing moving up there. So I'm going to unmute him. And now when he talks, his little thing will move. He doesn't do the cam thing. But that's his drawing of Link, which is basically the same thing as looking at him. And you can see his voice there too. Brian's a
Oh, yeah.
sculptor, drawer, action figure aficionado, designer. He is the one person I have relied on for technical input for my action figure line. He is the only person I would probably talk to about joints. Because if there's one person who's more um, anal and ornery about action figures more than me, it's him. So that's the person to talk to. All right, so Brian, you want to say hi?
Hello, everyone. Uh, he introduced me just good enough. I think that's a perfect introduction.
Is
But
anal and
wait,
ornery
I'm
is that good?
also I'm also a speedrunner now,
Oh, that's
so
right. Kirby's
that's part of
Super
it.
Flash Dance or whatever the game is. Yes. I think that's what it's called. Kirby's
Kirby Air
Magic
Ride.
Carpet? Air Ride. There you go. Yes, he is an official speedrunner champion for
A
Kirby's
third
Magic
place,
Flash Dance.
third place, but
Nice.
it's third place in a speedrun that the speedrun category that is so hard to complete that only 13 people have ever done it.
That's what
I've been
everybody
trying to do
says. That's what everybody says about their
I've been
categories.
trying to do it for 20 years, so I freaked out when I finally got it.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Um, he's also the guy to ask if you have any questions, which you wouldn't probably have. But if you ever had any questions about artwork from Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Link, specifically Link, he's the guy to ask.
I also
Okay, I'll
know
just
quite a bit about who designed what in that game too.
there.
The other art
He's
I'm a little
quite
familiar
knowledgeable about that. Thanks for all the whatever you describe well wishes for saying that I'm healthy already. I appreciate that. Yes, I was nasty sinus infection. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Why am I so chubby now? I'm not chubby, but thanks for being concerned about the way a stranger on the internet looks. That's not weird.
with. So
Have I heard?
mean.
It's not mean because I don't care. I'm not chubby though. I'm heavier than I was when I was very thin, but I'm not chubby. If this is chubby, then I don't know, man. Anyway, did you hear about the LPZZ Batman Arkham Knight? Not yet. I just did. I just did, and I haven't looked into it yet. But their Arkham Origins one looks cool. I'll be reviewing that, so hopefully I can review the Arkham Knight. Okay, so like I said, it's going to be mostly a news-based thing. Let me just kind of give you guys a quick rundown of what we're going to talk about um, briefly. I do want to mention the Storm Arena stuff just a little bit because I haven't been able to extemporaneously, I think that's the right word, speak on it. I've just done my 2 videos or 3 videos. So I want to talk about the Storm Arena just a little bit. Then we're going to talk about just a few SDCC reveals from Hasbro, and not just Marvel though, and from Bandai. And I want to talk about the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff from Hasbro, just a little bit again because now we have all the prices and we haven't had a chance to talk about that. And then I want to talk about the Tamashii Nations Cyclops figure, the SH Figuarts Cyclops. LPZZ and InArt. No, didn't LPZZ do Arkham Origins also? Or are they doing a different one? LPZZ has a Batman coming. I have it pre-ordered. There's an InArt one too. Maybe I said the wrong Batman. I don't know. Or have the Batmans mixed up. But we're gonna talk about that stuff. And then Brian also wants to talk about there's an RX-78-2 figure that he wants to talk about. There's a Jackie Chan figure. There is a train from a movie that, I guess some people liked it. And I have to give Brian a hard time. If Alfonso's out there, he'll stand with you, Brian, against me or anything Back to the Future. And there's a few other things that, Star Wars. What was the other thing? There was one other thing I thought you had, right?
I'm sure there is. There's a Gundam
Metal
thing.
Robot,
There's 2 Gundam
Gundam.
things.
Oh, 2 Gundam things. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get all that stuff talking about, and that should be fun. So yeah, I don't know about which Batman is which from these 2 companies, but I'm gonna review them all as far as I know. InArt has the Origins. So which one was LPZZ?
No, not Metal Build. You'll see.
I don't remember. Either way, yes, the Batmans. Yes, I'll look at those. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, just before anything else, I want to get the hate out of the way because everybody knows how much of a hater I am. I want to talk about the briefly the Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm sharing my screen with you, by the way, Brian. So you should have this. You see?
No, that's weird.
Is it because I
'Cause I
clicked
can
away?
I don't
It
know.
might be
What's weird
because
is
I.
I see a stream. I obviously I have a live feed of your stream on Discord, and then I see it on I see the delayed feed from the video that I have playing. That's weird.
I
Try
wonder if I
just
shared the
try
wrong
to
screen with you. No, I checked it. You should be able to see a photo of Juggernaut on Big Bad Toy
no.
Store, like a screen
I
grab.
just saw your mouse.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How do I fix that? Oh,
I
you
think it's
have
just
that screen. All right, hold on. Can I change screen? Yeah.
yeah, you can
I'll just end it and send you a new. Okay, and then we'll do this. Entire stream. There we go. You should be able to see everything now. Okay, so my fellow people, do you see it now, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I want to talk about the pricing for these guys. So Juggernaut is gigantic, and $65 is not terrible at face value if this is a really good figure. I think $65 is reasonable enough. The problem is it's a Hasbro product and they have never released an expensive figure that meets expectations. Every one of their HasLabs, every one of their expensive things in the past has been like, yeah, if it was good, I'd be okay with it, but it hasn't been. So I find it unlikely that this figure is good enough to justify the price point. I'm guessing I'd probably pin it around $50, which is significantly different. I'm guessing also that people will like it enough to justify the price. That it's not going to be a terrible figure. So it's one of those overpriced things from Hasbro that's probably just good enough to bother owning if you want an MVC Juggernaut. That's my guess for Juggernaut. Do you think Hasbro can hit a $65 price point on a figure like this and make it worth it, Brian?
No. I think it should be somebody said 50. I agree. It should be 50.
Yeah, yeah. I think 50 would be
I
a,
mean, you
a
can already
very
tell, like
fair price.
it can't move the elbows any more than that, can it?
I don't think so. The elbows suck. The knees are
Yeah.
terrible.
I like the sculpt, but I
Yeah,
mean, I don't care about big or not. But like when I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is aesthetically like
yeah.
cool looking.
Yeah,
You know?
it looks cool. I think people will be able to justify it. I don't think it's going to be a trash figure, but it's not going to be like, oh man, this is a really good value. I'm glad I own it. Just like, yeah, I wanted this version of Juggernaut in my collection, and it exists, and it wasn't like exorbitantly expensive. So there's that one. And then I want to talk about, will this go? Yeah. All right. The 2 packs being $60. A lot of people are saying it's perfectly justified. A lot of people are saying it's way overpriced. And I think, and of course, a lot of people are saying, well, Hasbro's conditioned everybody to accept higher prices for inferior product. And that is definitely the case for a subset of collectors. But I don't think everybody. I think it's only the Hasbros. I think everyone else is like, yeah, their shit's overpriced and it's mostly garbage. These figures I don't
Yeah.
think are going to be garbage. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I agree. I think for the most part, most people are pretty critical of it, and then like some people like really defend it, and it's like, oh, okay, and you just kind of don't talk to those people. But then like most people know that like it's overpriced, but it's like for some people this is the only thing they got.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, oh, here's a comment I'll address because it seems very well thought out. Uh, talking this crazy without even knowing using the figure is hilarious. I don't know. I'm assuming what he's saying is I shouldn't be judging it until I have it in hand. I'm not reviewing it. I'm predicting what it will be based on what they've shown us in the
I mean, it's
past
a
and with the
pre-order. We get to
photos.
judge it as a
Yeah,
pre-order. You can't.
we
We're
have to pay
gonna
for
get.
it up front. I mean, not literally, but we're ordering these things, and it's my job to provide people with information. And even if it's
And even
speculative,
if it
it's
wasn't
not
your job, it's
purely.
our opinion. We get to have an opinion about whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
come on.
Hey, 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 we don't use that word. You got one.
I
That's a
know. Whatever
PG-13
the heck
limit.
we want.
You can get one more in an hour and a half. I think that's the rule, something like that. But yeah, that's how this works. We talk about the things they show and want money for. So anyway, the two packs. What I was gonna say was actually kind of generous to Hasbro. Is a lot of people are saying the $30 is way overpriced for Hasbro product. Historically, yes, I tend to agree with that. But if they put out the good version of Marvel Legends, like good Marvel Legends, what Marvel Legends should be, I'm okay with $30. I don't think $30 is too high of a price point for them to be able to hit reasonably. They don't. They haven't, but they could. So if this Wolverine, for instance, like for okay, let's do this. The Maximum Spider-Man, the $50 garbage. I mean, the figure wasn't garbage. The $50 price point was garbage. If that was $30, home run grand slam. Still plenty of errors and flaws with the figure, but for $30, nobody's complaining. Same thing with this Wolverine. If it's a wonderful figure, I'm not going to complain at $30. Now the problem is Hasbro doesn't make wonderful figures typically. So we'll see. What I was gonna get at is I'm not upset at $60. I think it is overpriced for what Hasbro normally does, but I think if they choose to, they won't though. If they choose to, they can make it a worth $60 for two figures with extra accessories and stuff. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. It's not likely though. What do you think, Brian?
I I think it should be like 50, but I wouldn't. If this was something, if this was a 2-pack I knew I was getting, like if it was something I really wanted, I was like, oh, I feel like it should be 50, but it's 60 instead. I wouldn't really care that much about the price difference.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
that I get. Yeah, that's a better way of describing it. That's way better. I don't think they should be $30. I think it can be a good enough figure that I'm not going to care. Like Brian said, I'm not going to care if it's solid. I just don't think they'll do that, but we'll see. Okay, so that was the two pack comment, and then because also two packs should be cheaper. They should be cheaper,
Yeah.
not more expensive, and a few extra accessories and new sculpts don't make figures more expensive. That's what you're supposed to be getting all the time. So there's that also. All right, and then I wanted to talk about Worm Eyeball Guy. Well, he sold out at Big Bad Toy Store, so apparently people are into this. I expected it to cost way
Honestly,
more
he
for
was the only thing
Hasbro.
from the wave that looked kind of cool to me. I don't like the size.
Yeah, it's
I don't like.
humongous. It's way big for MVC. So it's for the comics almost exclusively, even though it's based on MVC. So that's weird, but I thought it was going to cost way more given the size. It's huge, but I thought it was going to be way overpriced just because Hasbro does that. Because it's like we talked about, I don't think the arms are all that complicated, and it doesn't have that much paint. I think it's going to have a very basic paint job. So, like, I think $70 is still overpriced for this. There's not that much going on there. But I think since everybody thought it was going to cost way more because Hasbro normally bends everyone over a barrel for their stuff, um, people are okay at 70. There's no way it's going to be worth $70 if you ask me. Um, but obviously it's selling out, but who knows? Hasbro tends to do their pre-orders in batches so that things sell out and generate FOMO. So who knows? I'm getting it to review. If I wasn't going to review it, I probably Norton, get off my screen. I don't like when Norton thinks it's in charge. Um, I probably would not be paying $70 for a way oversized Shumagorath. I'd rather it be appropriately sized and pay $40. That's my take. Okay. Is there anything you want to add to any of the Marvel vs. Capcom pricing, Brian, as I skim the comments?
No, no. I'm surprised. This guy's a really cool dude. I wish he was small, just because I like smaller figures. Um,
Yeah.
this definitely looks like they wanted to put in plenty of effort into it compared to usual.
Mhm.
Um, I think one of the weird things is I don't even think like the Marvel Legends team is bad. I think they're probably mostly restricted by certain things, and then they're like, well, we don't need to put in that much effort. And then because there's some stylistic choices that I like from them. I
Mm,
think one of the big things is that the stylistic choices that I like, it's now like huge fatigue because we've seen them so many times. It would be okay
yeah,
for like one or two things. They do it for everything. It's like, well, maybe hire some new guys to help you guys learn a little bit more about trying to adjust some things, you know?
yeah, well,
Uh,
and the bad things have been way overdone too. So they have a few key problems, and I personally do think it is not that high up on the chain that the problems are coming from. Because every time they make a new sculpt, they could fix some of these problems without it costing them anything, and they don't. So I think it's lower than the. I mean, it's both. It's the suits, and then it's also the sculptors. But that is Hasbro's state of things. I guess they fired one of their main hype guys the other day. So there's that. Um, okay. I want to address two comments. One was Shumagorath not having a set size. I In the comics he doesn't, but in the game he's one size. Like
when
maybe he
I
gets
complained
bigger
about
for
the
a move or
size, it's
something.
just because I like smaller figures. That's it. That's all it was. I don't know anything
Yeah.
about
They might be
who that
talking
thing.
about me complaining that it doesn't match the game, but it doesn't match the game because like he's the same height as Captain America in the game. You know, he's a ball with arms, but still. So for me, smaller would be better. I want it to match the game. I don't care at all about his comic appearance, not even the slightest little bit. Okay, then there's one other comment I wanted to address. This one, Arthur was saying it's no more crazy than praising it and getting excited for it without having the figure in hand. He's right. People, you need to be balanced. We need to judge these things fairly. And if it makes you excited in a healthy way, good. And if it doesn't, then that's good too because you're the one who has to pay these people for their plastic men. So it's good to have a balanced, measured approach to collecting and pre-ordering, especially. Um, it's very good to be open-minded, but also critical. These are not things we need to buy. It's not like they're offering us water while we're thirsty. They're offering us plastic men while we are lonely. I don't know if we're lonely. All right, let's talk about SDCC. No, no, we'll get to that. First, I want to address one thing briefly. This shouldn't take very long. Someone said they left a like. Thank you. I want to talk about Storm Arena just real quick, but just because it's such. I don't think people are not accepting. I don't think people are embracing this line for the momentous thing that it is. And that sounds like I'm making it way too big of a deal, but I don't think I am because the Jada figures came out, and for the money, compared to Hasbro, compared to McFarlane, they were really, really good. But they still have I think bevy is the right word, bevy of issues, bevy of problems. They're not high end figures. They're just really solid figures for a low price that everybody could get behind. Now, this line, whether you have a difference in preference for Alpha or Street Fighter 2 or whatever version, these figures are in almost literally every way outstanding, amazing, incredible, unlike any action figure line has ever done at a price point like this. This is a whole lot of action figure for 25 or $27. It's mind blowing to me that this is not more of a conversation because we have people out there defending companies like Hasbro, even the best Hasbro product. Like, see, you can see they're both good. This one, people are out there defending Hasbro products, and then they're over here. Not everybody, but some people are saying, like, yeah, you know what, Storm's not that good. They may not finish the roster. Like, okay, that's true, but there's never been a better action figure for $25, $27 than this, and it's by a large margin. It's absolutely nuts. It's nuts to me that they've done this, and some people are suggesting that they're purposely selling these at a loss to edge out Jada. I really don't think that's the case. I think they're accepting lower margins and putting out as best a product as they can, as good a product as they can. And you know what? Maybe the prices go up on the future releases. Can't say anything about that. Don't know. And if they do, then they'll have to be equally good figures and it'll be less of a good value. But this figure right here is $27 right now and it exists. Period. You can't do better than that. Now, you may not like Street Fighter or whatever. That's not my point. This is a big deal in the industry because we have so much garbage coming out for this 25 to $30 price point or even more. Shit, Hasbro's charging $35 for some of their game figures, and they're actual garbage compared to stuff like this. This is a landmark thing. This line will go down in history. Whoever cares what action figure history is, as something very unique. Um, I don't understand how it's even
I don't,
possible, frankly. Go
did
ahead, you
you
talk for a
ever
minute.
you ever look at that box and see what the materials
Oh,
listed were?
no. No, I'll do it afterwards. I don't have one near me.
Okay.
That area, I forgot.
Does it
Um,
look like did it seem like they had oil in them?
I don't think so. I don't think so, but I can't see the joints, but they're so smooth, so it's
They're
possible.
probably just it's probably just nylon then,
I don't
which would
know.
make sense if they're doing cheaper, you know.
Yeah, yeah, but oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. People are talking about how the joints are ugly, and it's like, okay, I don't disagree that having an insert joint like this with this kind of cupping on the, um, not really cupping, but
Ugly.
separation, like the way there's like a lip
But,
on
like, coming
this
from
part.
what like, because, like, I don't
Well, that's
know,
what
I
I
don't
wanted to say. They're not ugly on the front at all. They can get ugly, or like this part on the knee. So, like, yeah, but every figure has that. This guy has it less because he's got the insert molded parts,
but
but
that
the
looks worse
sculpts are,
from the front.
it does.
That
So
it's so thin, like, if you just look at
doesn't, yeah.
I mean,
And but this is the important thing. The ugly one, the storm one, it moves like butter. And this one moves like you're gonna break it every time. Posing the Jada Ryu is
like,
fine, like for
Alpha
what it
Alpha
is,
Porto
but
said maybe the joints are smoother because there are 2 rows. We're talking about like, palm will stick on itself because it,
2 rows doesn't make a difference.
yeah, palm will stick on itself because of the way that the plastic works in itself. It's
Yeah,
common with the same material on the same material to have, like, stick slip and stuff.
right.
Other
But
than
this
that,
guy really unpleasant to pose compared to this guy. He's compared to Marvel Legends, he's the same. But like when I was doing, do I have it? I don't have the photo here. I didn't bring every photo, but I had them both posed kicking. In one of my shots, I had this pose for both of them. This guy, I got posed and balanced in about 3 seconds. No problem at all. The Jada one, I was constantly fighting. It was twisting, like the ankle rocker. The peg was fighting me. The hips fight, not as much for the hips, but it's like the joints are way easier to handle, way nicer to handle on a figure
and
like
I'm just
this.
gonna be honest with you, when you see them side by side, as somebody who doesn't like Street Fighter, it's almost funny. I know they're going for different things, and I really appreciate what Jada did,
Yeah,
but the one on the right looks like a fun toy that was made by a company who's just starting to do stuff, and, like, it's capturing some things, but it also looks like a little bit of, like, growing pains, understanding how faces work and stuff.
yeah.
The left one
Oh,
looks
don't
like
bring up the faces. Oh my gosh, everybody yells at me. They look exactly like the sprites. No, 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 they don't. No, they
the
don't.
left one. I obviously these are based on different things, but the left one looks like it was designed by a team of, like, really experienced people who were, like,
Yeah.
studying the shit out of the art. Like, it's like insane looking.
It's so much
Um,
better. And this isn't to shit on Jada. Jada's still great.
no, the
I'm
Jada
just
ones
talking
are
about
fine.
how
I
much
mean, I have my
better.
problems. I got my problems with the Jada Mega Man and stuff, and I definitely wish there's some things about the Jada Mega Man that I have complaints about that probably nobody else does, so I don't even mention it. But I like that Jada's doing what they're doing. I like that they're starting to do toys, and I think their stuff is nice. I think their stuff probably should be a little cheaper, but I think we're getting some interesting competition, and I think it's very clear which one of these is better. The only thing I
Yeah.
like better about the Jada one is the hips not being dropped down
Yeah. Yeah,
and the
for sure.
ankles probably having better range, and that's it.
The thing that I didn't even realize that I didn't like, and maybe I mentioned it in the review forever ago, is how wide his waist is at the belt. Because it really, when you have the contrast, the belt should be cinched. So unless his hips and abs pop back out, um, that belt makes him look so thick because the belt's
Well, it's
out at the
also there's
same
also the
thickness as the
thing.
shirt.
There's something in so your brain, there's some studies about it. Your brain, when it has two things side by side, will pick up on some things and like adjust for other things. They do this with faces. It has a certain phenomenon name. And
Mhm.
so if you cover up the one, and if you had something that like looked like it was looser, he would look more normal. Side by
Yeah,
side, sadly, the Jada one's going to look bad. But
yeah,
isolated, the Jada one will look better to you. And
yep.
it's not just because the other one looks better, it's because your brain is filling in gaps and suggesting things based on like what you see. I have to do this with proportions all the time.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
so when I look at him side by side, yeah, he looks fat. When I cover up the one, it looks more like he's wearing a lot more clothing in his bag here. Uh, so it's an interesting thing. Um, but typically, when you do have stuff side by side, you want to pick the one that looks better to you side by side. Um,
Yeah, that
so
that would be a fair assessment. I think so. Man, they did such a good job. I've seen some comments that people don't care now that Jada already existed, so Storm's late and people don't care. I don't think that's it. People do care. People making a big deal about it. I'm saying they're not making a big enough deal about it. People are very excited about this, and
I
some
think
people,
these
of
things
course,
look
are.
insane. I'm really looking forward to seeing what other licenses they do because I feel like the sculpting team doing these is different than the normal sculpting team because the legs aren't really long and stuff. Like it doesn't look the same. I would say that these look better than all of their normal size releases as
Yes.
far as just and I'm really hoping that there is more Storm Arena stuff that's like Mega Man or something, properties that I care about because these look awesome. And also maybe that they drop the drop down hip stuff. Um,
I wouldn't hold my breath because they're all about fighting games and weird, obscure things. But hey, maybe they'll do it. Maybe they're just gonna do exactly what Jada's doing. And so they're gonna come out with Mega Man and then Scooby Doo.
that would be fun. I
Oh
would like
man.
that.
But yeah, it's just incredible. These are
The Mega
such
Man
good
license has been
figures.
going to everyone lately.
And might as well. Capcom was kind of weird about their licensing for a long time, and now they're just kind of like handing it out. So who knows?
Aside from Resident Evil, never do
Well,
that.
yeah, freaking Resident Evil, man. If these guys hit, I want them to do Soul Calibur so bad because they kind of didn't. They didn't do much with Soul Calibur. So yeah, that's a whole different topic because getting so many comments. Oh, Storm, they're not going to finish the roster, so I'm not buying them. I mean, you can do that.
You know what,
Obviously, that's
guys?
your
I
prerogative,
I
but
understand. Somebody said Blocky's got Mega Man. Yeah, the place that put that up deleted it. It was from like Mega Man Network or whatever. They got rid of it. The Rockman Network. I don't know. They deleted that article, so maybe they didn't actually get it, and it was false information.
could be.
Either way, Blockies is all amorphous plastic, so I don't buy them. But I got buddies who buy Blockies, and I think they're fun little toys.
They
But I
contacted me
wouldn't
to
hold.
do reviews, and I said I want to do the Pokemon, and they said, "Well, what about these other things that aren't interesting?" And I was like, "I don't want that." And then I never got back to
What did
them.
they say?
Um,
What were the other
what else do they
things?
make? I don't remember.
Ultraman, Kamen Rider,
What
Transformers.
wasn't it was maybe it was
Was it
Transformers, but
Miku?
not even like the ones I would want.
Oh,
It was some set of Transformers, like a new batch that's like I don't care about that. I need to get back to them, I guess. I want to do the Charizard just to see, but yeah, like they're not made out of a plastic I want to own, like Brian said. So
we're gonna start cracking. They have
yeah,
made some like if you put in like um, if you put silica into polycarbonate, it like prevents it from cracking as often. So I don't know. Maybe they're doing something like that. I have no idea. I don't have the equipment to test something like that. But I don't know. Hopefully everybody's blockies don't start cracking in 2 years, but maybe they will.
but they will. They probably will.
I
Okay,
mean
so
that
let's
was the
do.
problem with Microman and everything. Microman and Bandai and stuff all started using polycarbonate in like the early 2000s, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's cracking 2 years later. We should stop." So
I'm getting tired of these companies doing things like that. Like, don't you should know better about plastics if you're making plastic-based products. I don't get that. Unless it's
I
all a
think it's
cost thing.
they might have like been like so Lego still uses polycarbonate. Lego stuff still cracks all the time, and they might have looked at Lego and been like, "Well, it's Morphous, it's cheap, it's polycarbonate. And we're like, whatever, who cares? And they were like, oh, it's really nice on ABS or something, and we know that we want these to be $5 each.
Yeah.
I guess I get it from that perspective, but at the same time, I don't want to own it.
Right, right. Okay, let's move on. I was thinking this might be a shorter night tonight, but maybe not because it seems like it's going to take time. All right, let's talk about. I want to do the SDCC stuff. We'll get that done, guys. I want to save the Tamashii Nation Cyclops for last because I think that's a really hot button issue right now, or hot button topic is not an issue. It's kind of an issue. So we'll talk about that last. Okay, so let's talk about the SDCC stuff. I want to hit Brian's. I
Was
follow
my?
this.
I don't think my stuff was SDCC, but
Yeah,
it was. I
the
don't
two
know.
pack. Or I don't know if they're two pack, but the two
Oh
guys, the
yes,
high
the
ground.
Star Wars. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, I haven't tested this. We'll see where this is going. Oh, good. Okay, it went up
Yet
here. I don't want to.
yeah, I just grabbed a link that seemed fine because I couldn't find the Toy Arc one. It should be
I
fine.
just want it to go in my other browser, so do that real quick. And there's no personal information. I'm safe. Even try to find it. You won't. I'm a ghost. All right. So here we go. SDCC 2025 Star Wars The Black Series rots. Anakin Skywalker and Obi Kenobi. All right. So, what did you want to say about these guys?
This looks like a cool set. They had some photos where they like had it like lit because it's for the lava. So if you hit
Right.
the arrow,
Yeah.
they had these like photos. Like, wow, these are really cool photos. Obviously, it's not going to look like this, but you do get little. You do get the droid, and you do get the platform with this. So this is cool.
Yeah. Do they come with the fire part too? It looks like there's a little bit of a fire piece
Yeah,
that connects
yeah.
the two.
If you
Yeah, that's
keep going
cool.
through, you'll see them with a gray bottom, and you'll
I'll
see
go
like
to
the
that in a
fire.
second. I don't understand why they have cricket bats though. Why do they have cricket bat shaped
I don't know why they
lightsaber?
did it for. So that's
Uh,
an effect part that
I
like
know. I'm
somebody came
joking.
up.
It's for
It's
this.
and I think it's stupid, and I don't know. It looks bad to me.
I don't. I
I've
mean,
done
I
it.
get it. I don't think I would
I get it. I
ever.
understand what it's trying to do. It always looks
Yeah,
bad in stills to me. So
I agree. Um, but you get regular ones too, so that's good. So this is the scene where Anakin's like, "I never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke." All right, let's just keep looking. It looks like a cool
they
set if
look
you're into
good.
Star
Like
Wars.
they look good. I don't think I'm gonna buy this necessarily, but like they captured the hair really well for the scene because they were both. It was hot and they were sweating and their hair was all over the place and stuff.
His
I
hand
think
is
this is
messed up.
probably. Oh yeah,
The hell is that? It looks
this
like
is
the
Toomer.
Storm Arena Hadoken hands. Oh, this pose, I love this. Okay, you know what? This has been meme to hell and back, and this is not one like they probably did it tongue in cheek, but also it makes the figures look way less good abruptly after showing all the other cool photos with the fancy
Yeah.
lighting to make the faces look great. Their faces don't look that good here. They look all right, but then also it's this pose, which
Yeah,
is
I think I don't know. These things don't look amazing, but they look good. Like they look definitely good enough for Black Series. Like
yeah.
um
Like that's not a good pose, especially with your
I
weird.
know this. I mean, this scene. I guess this it looks a little weird. They could have just posed him better. I think
Yeah,
these probably.
it looks like
Um,
three different lightsabers. Regular, then the little thickness, and then a lot of thickness. So that's interesting. Looks good there.
yeah,
We know the price point on these. There's the fire. Yeah, I
yeah,
like this. This is cool. I don't know if I
I
mean
do
like a lot of
too.
people don't have room, but it's cool to do it. You don't need to use it, but it's got a cost. So
And
this has got to be like a $70 pack. I'm guessing.
yeah, I don't. I didn't look at the price because I knew I wasn't going to get it. I just thought it was
Wonder if
cool.
they said 109. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's
That's
expensive. Yeah,
even
I
if
bought
I
that.
was all in on this, I wouldn't be paying
That Yoda,
$110.
I just bought that Yoda and Commander reset. That was 55, and it was not worth 55.
No way. $110 for some stands and two regular figures? That's insane. That's
Yeah, but it's
nuts.
gonna sell.
Well, yeah, it will, but holy crap. Do
Stupid.
they light up?
No, if they lit up, I'd be like, okay, maybe, but no.
But then they
I
can't
think
because the lightsabers won't light up. So let's say you light up the lava and the lightsabers look like shit next to it. You can't do that. Hasbro would do something. Um, even if they light up, that's not expensive. It's easy to throw some LEDs in. That I can do that in 10 minutes on any figure. Not
Oh,
any
it's an
figure, any base.
SDCC exclusive?
Yeah,
That's annoying.
yeah, but they'll reissue them without the bases.
This is a set that everybody would want. It shouldn't be exclusive.
Well, I'm telling you, they're gonna reissue without the bases. Hasbro reissues all their SDCC stuff now. Slightly different, like fewer lightsabers without the bases, I'm guessing. I would not be surprised at all. But
If this
holy
came out when I
crap,
was a
that's a nice
kid, this would
effect.
have
I
been,
like
like, my
that.
my favorite thing.
Say that again?
If this came out when I was a kid, this would have been one of my favorite things.
It's a really cool set, but holy I like that they both fit on this one too. Like maybe if they just cut the like I get the droid, I get why it's there, but if they both fit on this one, you could save some money and some space. Just I
I
like
know
that
I
effect
want
part.
the droid to be there. I
I'm
don't
just
think it
saying
should
to get
be
it down from
freaking I think it should be I
$110.
think the
That's
set should be $60, $70 max. I don't think this is worth it's not. The figures aren't even worth 25 to begin with. Like, it would have been fine.
yeah, if you accept the figures at 25, I would say for an SDCC exclusive with the big bases and extra accessories, I could see 80 and not want it, but understand. But 110 is just I do like that effect part right there. That's cool. For the clash. Okay. Do you want to talk about this anymore, or do we move on?
No, we're good. Good.
All right, we
This is
move on to something I want to talk about. More Hasbro, because I'm a hater. I don't like toys. Now, this set is doing two
what is
things.
this? What is
What?
this?
So that's Sauron. He's a lizard man. He's an X-Man character. Um,
What?
it
I don't
doesn't.
know.
This is Savage Land. It's part of the Snap
Molly, do
thing
you see
now.
this? Molly, tell me what you
It's
think.
it's not that weird if you know the X-Men storylines, but it's a weird set in general because people wanted both Shanna and not this rogue, but really they just wanted Shanna and maybe a new Sauron, but the last one was pretty weak and this one's not much better. So this is a really weird set. And also like I'm sure there's some people out there that want tattered clothes rogue. I'm guessing not that much, but the problem with this set is the blonde lady. Um People kind of need her in their collection to go with the naked guy that matches her and his tiger. That's like a group of three that should have been sold together and easily accessible, but they're putting her behind this goofy ass multi pack um, that I don't think
Seeing
many
this
people want.
bird in a skirt is so funny to me.
The skirt.
I don't. The tattered
Uh,
skirt
oh,
that the
that's
bird's
because he
wearing.
he mutates and it tears his clothes like Hulk.
Oh, okay. It looks so funny to me.
I just realized how lazy they gave Rogue and Shanna the same loincloth. Can't do that in a two pack. You can do it as standalone releases, but putting them side by side in a two pack is just like, look how lazy we are. I bet you the spears are the same. No, okay, but I wanted to talk about this. There's like one. It always makes me sound like a pervert. I'm not a pervert. I don't care about little plastic ladies. I just want to match a source material, but it looks like someone actually took her chest and mushed her boobs in so that she didn't have any. So that's weird. And also the hair. Is she wearing one of those things that came out in the early 2000s to help your hair be poofy? What were those things called?
Is her hair articulated?
No. No. It just sticks up really, really high. There is the guy with wings who has zero
That looks
pectoral.
so stupid.
It has
I'm
no
sorry.
width across the chest. He has no chest and back, and he flies with wings. Goodness
That looks
gracious.
so dumb.
There's no hair
That's a
articulation. It's
cool
just
pose at least, if it
yeah.
can do that. No, it isn't.
No.
No, it is
Uh,
poofy hair. I don't particularly mind voluminous hair.
well, I don't mind it other than at this angle it's good.
I don't know what it's
But
supposed to look like.
at some
I'd say
angles
I
it's
think the girls look cool to
they do.
me. I think the bird looks so stupid. Like
Well, it doesn't look like the character really well. Very
they did,
well.
I think they did a pretty good job with the girls and like the thighs being they doing strong thighs with the girls. Sometimes it seems like
Yes.
they're afraid to actually make them strong, and it's like
Yeah.
no,
No, I think Shannon generally looks good. I do think they mushed her boobs in, which is irritating just because she's very busty. And also the hair
it,
looks good at certain angles, but then other angles it looks like there's a raccoon living in it. That's all. But yeah, otherwise they look pretty good. but I think Sauron looks like
And they gave them double
garbage.
elbows and double knees, like they said
That's
they
not
could
new
never
for
do before.
them. Yeah, they've changed that recently. So that's not even a big deal now. But yeah, it's like whoever came up with that, and you know what drives me nuts? To say that you can't give double jointed elbows to the females is like one thing because you're a lying shitty company, but for everybody to repeat it as if it's actually true is what bothered me for so long. Like it can be done. But yeah, there's
Yeah,
Sauron. That's not what he's supposed to look
his
like.
his name is
Why?
Sauron?
Yeah,
Like
Sauron, I believe. Does it not show it on the package? It doesn't.
like Sauron from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
Oh.
different guy though.
Oh, yeah, this one's a lot stupider. Dude,
It does
imagine if
look like
Sauron
Nicole
and Lord of the
Kidman,
Rings what if this was the big reveal for Sauron and Lord of the Rings?
and he
He was
did this
like
pose. Yeah.
and he was this and he had this the loincloth.
Okay, but here on a technical level, yeah, they're definitely
But
reusing parts. It's not good, but
no,
so
it
the
looks
figure's got
stupid.
a fair amount of paint on it, but then they give him his purple loincloth that's just it's unfinished. You couldn't put
Yeah, it looks
any paint on that. It's right in the center. It's a high contrast area. Nope. Nope. Oh well. So yeah, that's another one. I don't remember how much it costs. It's too much. Because people really only want this one. Some people are like, okay, fine, we can have a new Sauron. It's better than the previous
somebody
one.
said somebody never watched the X-Men anime series growing up. No, I didn't. Did you watch Gundam growing up? Did you watch Speed Racer growing up? I mean, come on. People watch different things.
Yeah.
I didn't
There's
really watch
lots of
superheroes.
things. There's lots of things out out there.
Yeah,
I'm sure most of us haven't seen most of it.
yeah.
Um,
Like,
but like I like Sauron as a character well enough, but they haven't made a good figure of him, and this is not it. But just technically speaking, having the unpainted purple in the front and center is not a good look. I want bigger boobs. I'm just gonna say it. We need bigger boobs on the booby ladies because that's what they're there for. The boobs, I mean, not the ladies. Okay. Just because I want them to be accurate. Look at them after I review them. All right, let's look at one of your things before we go back to one of mine. Let's just do your first link. This is the one Alfonso's gonna like the most.
you think about Diamond Select going down? Is Diamond Select shutting down?
They went bankrupt and somebody bought them. We don't know if they're gonna still be producing their products or not, unless I mean that information might have come out,
Hmm.
but
Diamond
I don't know.
Select makes interesting things because sometimes their stuff is really nice, but then it's like 1% of the time.
Or we got a
Which is to
system.
say, their Frodo looks really good in person, but I haven't bought it.
Yeah, I only care about a handful of their Marvel selects, which are cool. Um, but I'm not like they clearly weren't posing any real threat to anybody like Hasbro. So it's not going to change the industry at all other than if they stop making the Marvel Select figures, then we won't have those.
So they're making this. This is finally like product shots. This thing looks really impressive. It's very expensive. It's like, 450 bucks in USD.
Is it really? Oh
But
shit. It is. Oh man.
it does, it lights up, it opens up. It's also O scale, so it's like 1/43 to 1/48 scale.
It's big, yeah.
Um,
So just for
what
people
this is
for
what
reference, hold on one second. Let me because people aren't going to know necessarily. 80 millimeters is about half an action figure. So half of Marvel Legends. So it's wide. It's like that wide. So that's going to be good size to it. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I hope that they make a DeLorean to scale and that it's like hyper accurate because I would really like a Bandai Shogoken 1/43 scale DeLorean. That would be awesome. I'm not gonna get this, but it lights up in a but like if you keep going, you'll see everything open, and it also comes with Doc, his wife, his kids, and it comes with Marty.
They don't have
Um,
faces. They don't have faces.
yeah, they're
Try it.
tiny. Uh,
I could see people
I
wanting this. Not my thing at all,
yeah,
but I could
this
see
is
I
so
could see
I love
people.
that it opens up. I love that it lights up.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool. It looks nice. Like the Chogokin stuff always looks nice. So that's not
yeah, and
surprising.
the Shogoken vehicles are definitely, I think, where Shogoken shines. I think Shogoken
Oh, the
stuff when they did
sides too? Nice.
yeah, the sides, yeah, and they like flash. They
That's
like,
really cool.
And the back lights up. So if you go to the next one, you'll see the back, the thruster things.
I could see a lot of people being very excited about this.
And this is the very first toy of this ever made.
I bet it sells well. This so this stuff these things
My dad
spin
said
apparently.
Lionel trains are O scale. So if anybody has a Lionel train, this is how big a Lionel. Yeah, it looks like those
This
spin.
moves
Yeah,
up and down. This one spins. This one
it
spins.
spins and spins.
The lights move. I hope the lights actually look good and you don't see too much of the LED and it's like nicely diffused. That would be cool. I hope so.
Yeah, they showed a video that was just like a render infographic, but they haven't showed videos of the final product yet. But
So
yeah,
these
no, it looks cool.
I don't know about these black rods. What are these black rods? Is that just the display stand?
It's just to hold it up for when it flies, because it flies. It's a flying
Yeah,
train.
right. I was just like, I didn't know
Uh,
if maybe there, I don't remember if there's like a black rod that shoots out of the bottom. So I would prefer those to be transparent, but otherwise it's cool.
um,
I would never have it up
so yeah,
anyway.
no, this is cool. I'm not gonna get it because I've never like been in love with the time train. I'm just really, really hoping they do the DeLorean
Alfonso
to
says it
scale.
needs a steam water feature. Yeah, that would be cool if they had put that shit in there that
Yeah, they
like
did
some
that.
cars have.
They did that with the Tomy DeLorean. That's not something I want, but I think that's very cool for the people who like it.
I think that's just cool technology. Like the Bowser that came out
Yeah.
for the movie
Yeah.
had it, and then I did it with that one Batmobile that I reviewed. I would never use it for anything, but I do think that I mean it's like basic technology. It's been around forever, but I think it's cool. It adds. But yeah, $450, like that seems like a good price for this, honestly. Like it's expensive. A lot of people in the collecting community, if you want to call it that, as soon as they see a high price, they're like, "Oh no, it's too much." Not too much for what it is, just too much to want to spend it. Like I would never buy this, but it seems like a fair
Yeah.
price for
I
everything
think
you're getting.
yeah. I will say Bandai's been kind of pushing it lately with their prices.
You think it's too much?
Um,
This is a lot of thing for 450
I think
bucks.
I think maybe 300
At
would
that
probably be
size with
fine.
all the lights and moving parts?
Yeah, I don't know. 350, I don't know. 300 to 400 is fine. Because
Well,
like you I don't know. I don't know.
there's a lot going on here. Is all I'm saying. Like it's a lot of pieces, a lot of parts.
This is hard for me to gauge because I don't know what they're using and stuff. I have no idea.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm always for lower prices. I think if I was
No,
into
I
this,
agree. I
I
agree.
could see
I don't
spending
think
it
this
because
is
I've spent this much
overpriced.
on a
I'm not
transformer before.
complaining about the price. I just
Yeah.
yeah, no, it would be cool if they did a DeLorean, and I feel like this would give them the opportunity to make a DeLorean where you can swap out the wheels and do every part, do part one,
That would
two,
be
three, and
cool. I want the
both
DeLorean
versions.
from 2 with the wheels that fold down.
Yeah, I mentioned they'd probably just do that. Just have them go down no matter what, and then you can swap out like the lower part for the part three wheels and stuff,
Yeah.
and then for the part three train wheels. I hope they don't just release a part three version with the train wheels to go on the track first, because I don't want that. Um,
Right.
at first, I was wondering if this was going to be 1/64 scale to go with the Tomika ones, because Tomika just completed doing all of them, including the train wheels one. But no, this is not that scale. It is O scale. So
6
it,
LEDs. There's a lot going
this
on here.
is a
It,
really cool addition to this line. This is like somebody said train collecting is kind of weird, right? No, train collecting is for cool people. Go away.
is weird. How's it any weirder than anything? I don't collect trains at all.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
more or
How's it
less,
any
but
weirder
it's not
than
weird.
buying the skin tight man people? Come on, everything's weird.
A lot of you guys out there, I'm guessing if you're watching this, collect a lot of little half naked men. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Um, this is 520 millimeters, which are 560 including the base. That's about 9 Marvel Legends. That's a pretty big thing. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Like,
Let me do the
totally not
conversion.
my thing.
How big is it? 520.
It says 520 for the train, 560 for the whole thing.
It's 20 inches.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So it's not as many Marvel Legends as I said. I don't know how I got to that number. I forget what math I did, but it's big.
20 is still
Okay.
big though. It's still big.
Yeah. Let's move on. Okay. How did I get to that number? I don't know. I got like 4 hours of sleep the other night, and then I got sleep last night, but I feel like it didn't take. Okay. Sometimes I just can't catch up. Let's do. What are we doing? Let's do one more of yours. We did the first one, second one, metal robots.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
they're doing this, and then like, and some of the promo shots made it look like, how I prefer like the Gundam sometimes when they're like leaner looking and thinner.
Yes.
Um, if you all right, so past if you go past these images, this just looks when you just look at it like this, it's just like, oh, it just looks like a retool of the very anime one that we've had. But go to the like that image of him slashing. It looks so much leaner here. And so
Looks really good.
I saw these images first, and I was like, "Oh, it looks so awesome. It looks like how I used to draw it and stuff." But the skirt armor doesn't even move. The hips just move under it, and so the skirt armor, it's like, which makes sense. That's anime accurate. They're doing this for the new anime where it was the bad guy mobile suit at the end of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks super accurate when it's posed. He still kind of looks frumpy when he's just standing straight up. And I think if they should have just thinned out the torso a bit.
Does look really nice. I can't stand this G Quack or whatever the hell it's called. This
Yeah,
design.
yeah,
It's
I
so busy and all over the place. I don't care about that because who cares? It looks like the accessories are kind of cool. He looks thick there. Maybe it's just like an
yeah, I
optical
know.
illusion.
But
Because well, he looks
like,
thick there too.
but no, I really think he no. I think that I don't
Looks
know, but you'll
nice either
see like
way.
the
I
hips
love
have to
this.
fully drop down to upper. Yes, it looks amazing in that photo. Like if that
This
was
one
somehow
too.
like if they took those photos and like built a new figure off of those photos based on the way I see it, I would want it.
Not that much. He's metal.
Yeah, so some people were complaining about the price, but it's like, well, metal robot damashis are usually like 140, are
Yeah.
usually like 120 to like 250. This isn't that bad.
Oh, it's lower than
So,
normal.
um,
I
so I
mean,
think,
relatively.
um,
That's not bad. I think that looks cool. I won't get it. I don't buy the
I'm not
metal
gonna
ones
get it either.
anymore. But I bought one and was done, and I sold it. I don't like them, but this looks
Wait,
really
you've
nice.
sold the Wing Zero?
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't like it. I didn't even. I opened it. I didn't even review it. I opened it. I handled it. I thought I don't like the way this feels, and I
it's
put it
funny because
away.
my brother loves the metal one, and he doesn't really like poses stuff too much, so I guess that makes sense. Um, but he doesn't really like, whereas he doesn't really like the original one that much, the original Robot Dimension one.
I
But
see.
I
I
was
just
like,
don't like the
really?
weight distribution.
No, I don't either. I don't like metal
Is the
stuff that
metal
much. And
structure line dead, Brian? That's a question for you. I don't know about.
I, I don't know. But those things were like $1,000. They didn't even move that much. They were huge and like they were cool looking, but I don't want that. They're
How many
giant and
times?
they
Go
open
ahead.
up. I don't know. Not for me.
Somebody said, "How many times are they going to re-release this particular Gundam?" All of the
This
time. This
is
is the
I mean,
Gundam. It's never
yeah, I think
stopping.
it's perfectly okay.
It's
I think
never
it's
going to
perfectly
change.
okay for them to keep doing new RX-78s because I love seeing them do new iterations of the RX-78. It's
This
such a
guy
cool
is
design to
the
work from.
Spider-Man or Batman of anime, like out
Yeah.
there. Maybe not
Yeah,
all
I
anime
imagine
because you could
somebody
put
being like, "Oh,
Goku,
they're
but
making another Spider-Man." It's the same thing, the
yeah.
RX-58. So,
They have life-size versions of this thing in Japan. Like it's a big deal. They
yeah.
function too. It doesn't fly, but it can walk.
Yeah, they have a
Okay.
walking one and a static one.
It
Yeah.
doesn't actually walk, doesn't it? Just move its legs.
Yeah, it's attached to this big giant thing that
Right.
propels it from the back, and then it moves its legs like it's walking, but it
It'd
doesn't
be
actually have a
freaking
foot.
cool if they could make it walk, though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, obviously, but why would they? Like, yeah, it'd be cool if they made a giant functional robot suit. Let's see what else you have here. You have
I do have the Ashimar, which I'm pronouncing wrong. I don't know how to pronounce Ashimar.
it's Assheimer. That's
We can call it that. Yeah.
I have the
This is
fatality of a
the
knight.
UFO Gundam, and I love this Gundam. What I'm worried about is they don't have a picture of it from, like, just standing straight up from the front. but he looks really good posed.
I like the
There's a different
colors.
color. He transforms into this. I'm not gonna transform if I get
I
it.
don't like that one. I don't like that one at all.
You don't like the penis gun?
That's the
Um,
thing is like it looks kind of like a
but I love the
replaced
UFO part
whatever you
on
called it.
top. I just love the saucer shape on top. That's cool.
Well, I like that, but then when you add that with having the feet, it looks like a gun emplacement, like a turret, but then if it's feet and a wiener. That's the problem for me. I don't not into the wiener stuff. We
So
need to
look
get
at it
Krillin
looks
over
really
here.
good posed. Here's my problem. It doesn't look like they decided to make the hips work beyond how structurally they were designed. So it looks like the hips can only really move forward and back a little bit, and then he doesn't even have a thigh swivel. So he can't kick out. He can just move forward and back. And that's
But
kind
they're
of like,
balls.
well,
So like they're gonna get some, but yeah, not much.
that looks like it might be max right there.
Yeah, because it's touching. It's definitely touching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
So
stuck. It's not gonna work.
that's why I'm probably not gonna get it because, you know,
Looks cool.
it looks
I've
cool
come
though.
around.
Yeah.
I think I want the penis gun now. The flying version though. Okay.
Is this something you would buy? This is not something you would buy.
No, I don't even know this Gundam. I know that there's like a brown one that looks kind of like this. He has little pinchy fingers, but that's I don't know this Gundam. Is it a Gundam technically?
It's a mobile suit. It's not good.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that much about the older stuff. The Zeta stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is from
I don't know that much about it. So
the
no, not for
you
me.
really like the Gundam Mark II?
Are you asking me?
No, yeah, you really like the Gundam Mark II. That's one of your favorites.
Oh,
You
I
really
like it.
liked the
Yeah.
RG. The
But
Gundam
the one.
Mark II is from Zeta.
Okay. Well, that's right. That makes. I know of. I know that that exists, but I'd never watched it. The only ones I actually really care about, though, other than just cool designs, would be Wing and G Gundam. I don't care that they're Dragon Ball. One of them's Dragon Ball with robots. I don't care. It's fun.
Oh yeah, G
But
Gundam is
that's it.
amazing.
G Gundam's my favorite. I don't care what anybody says. I don't need this serious
No,
war drama.
because everything else is a political drama, and they're good. Some of them are good at being political drama. Some of them aren't. But like G Gundam is
Right.
stupid, so it's enjoyable.
It's so much fun. G Gundam's super duper fun. Burning finger, shining finger, stinky finger. All the super moves are great. Let's move on. Unless you had more you wanted to talk about with that guy.
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so we
For
did your
him.
Star Wars guys. We did the two robots. We did the train. We have to do what is this, Tamashi Nations?
There's only two.
Oh,
It
it's
should be
Berserk.
the
It's
go.
Casca.
Yes, I only put that up in case you wanted to talk about it.
I'll talk about it briefly because
Okay.
I know me some Berserk stuff a little bit.
I don't know anything about Berserk. Hopefully these
There it is.
okay.
Um. Oh, do I have to click it? Okay. Well, this is the other one. This is coming out now. It's already out. Stop moving. I hate when things do that. Don't move. I'll just click it. Did it go somewhere? There we go. This guy's out now in Japan, I think. And it looks really good. They still have some janky, weird stuff going on, but it looks way better than all of the previous ones that they just released recently. I don't like the direction they went for the faces. I know why they did it, so it's okay. Like, I'm still buying them. It still has weird, gangly joints. Not that he's lanky, but that the joints themselves look weird. Look how long his shoulder. There's strangeness, but it looks pretty dang good, and it looks like you'll be able to hide the problems. The cloth cape and actual metallic armor is cool looking. So I'm optimistic for this guy, but then they did just show, and this is the one Brian linked. Real Pal. Oh my gosh. Can I get the thing I want on the screen? I hate moving websites. This is Casca. And again, her face matches guts.
I'm
So it's
very
like it's
happy. If I was getting this, the the tunic being fabric, I don't want it to be rubber.
yeah.
Like if they do link figures, if they make link figures anymore, it needs to be fabric.
I like it as long as they use the right fabric and it doesn't look like burlap because everything is out of scale. And so it can look like burlap.
Yeah, it's
It
not
needs to
it
be
just
real
you know, it's
tight.
not gonna be a bitch and like warp and stuff. I'm so sick of that.
Now, for
Um,
this figure, I think it looks wonderful. I love the wash on the armor to make it look dirty. I think her face paint is super cool, and obviously it has to turn out like that in the final product. But look at the joints. Why are they screwing the joints up on all of the Berserk figures? Why does her elbow look like it has some kind of other anatomy mixed in there. You can decide what that looks like. I don't I don't understand that, but the figure does. Why do some of them let me go? There we go. Looks really nice. And they have like these photos look like they're pumped up on the contrast and saturation a little bit, but it does look good. So I'm really hopeful.
Her helmet's really cool.
Yeah. Is there another shot of it? I like how shiny the
She looks
armor looks on
she
these
looks
guys.
she looks
Like
really
this.
good posed.
Yeah, these figures, I'm just so hopeful because I like Band of the Hawk guts more than the other designs anyway. So I'm really, really hopeful. I'll be definitely reviewing these guys. Like they're not going to look like this on your shelf, especially if you have lights on your shelf. The lights make your figures look worse because of the lighting. Darkness helps. That's why most movies are dark all the time. Joking a little bit, but yeah, this figure looks really, really good. There's no more shots of her helmet. It's just one. I'm excited. So yeah, thanks for adding that. I forgot about it when I was going through this stuff. So I'm glad you added. Oh, you know what? We've had 2 super chats that I've ignored. Let me go to those real quick. First one is Samson Skreek for PLN 11.99. PLN, is that Polynesia? I don't know what PLN is. Um as a as a professional pervert, I'm upset. I wish I knew what you were referring to at the time.
I was talking
I'm
about the boobs.
Oh, is it the boobs?
When
Listen, I don't
yeah, it
care
was the
about my
boobs.
little lady figures looking sexy. I just want them to match the source material. I want the guys to be equally muscular as the source material. I want them to look like Greek gods. Not because I'm attracted to it. I just want them to look like they're supposed to look. That's all. Anyway, thank you for the super
But you're not
chat.
attracted to the Gundams? You don't think
No, no,
Shiny
no.
Gundam's
The
hot?
penis Gundam, yeah, I am a little bit. Okay,
Okay.
just a little bit because I don't like the color scheme. And then we have
Oh,
Spec Ops Labs for 20. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for the info and entertainment. Well, you are very welcome.
you're so
Thank you for
welcome.
watching. Hey,
Man,
it's not transparent. It's working better this time. The reason the super chats and things are sometimes transparent is because I'm using StreamYard to catch the comments, and I'm just screen capping that and bringing it over. And I do like chroma key and stuff because I'm not paying Streamlabs. I'm a cheap bastard, and that's why sometimes they got her skin color right. Yes, they did. Looks very nice. Looks like literal butt cheeks on the joint. Yes, it does. It looks like a little tiny butt on her elbow. I want to bring that up just so that people understand that I wasn't being weird. It does look like she has a little butt on her arm. Why can't it zoom in now? Whatever. All right. Let's get rid of that one. We did that one. That's
we can't
this.
talk about Jackie Chan because that's a video that will get claimed probably.
Yeah,
But
we can't do
we can talk about the Goku because that
Goku. It's
video
gonna play
was
music. I need to stop it right away, guys. Be prepared. There may be music from this thing that I'm clicking on for a Figuarts figure, so I'll try to get it as soon as I can. Be prepared. Plug your ears. Try to catch it. Oh, good. It didn't autoplay. Didn't autoplay. I open that without being logged in, or they're not gonna let me look at it.
I don't
I
know.
can't look at it
If
without being
that's the
logged in.
case,
We can't do it.
yeah, we can't do it then. Oh, you can
Oh,
do it.
careful! It might
Wow,
play. That's weird. They don't normally let you do that. Maybe because it's
depends.
Japan.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But it looks like maybe the video won't play.
Well, I
It
guess
looks
that's
so
okay.
much better, and they had the chest puffed up way too high on
Yeah.
the in the prototype pictures. It looks just like the promo art that they did for it when he's like this.
Oh, is it playing?
Oh,
Oh, it's
it's
muted
playing.
too. Hey, this is just coming up all us. Um,
Yeah, hit play.
wait, hold on. I'm reading. Somebody said, and the stream gets shut down. No, I don't think Bandai's gonna care if we're playing their video.
No, I don't think, especially because he has it minimized. There's no PMC stuff that
Yeah,
can figure
this
that out.
looks really good. I couldn't care less about it personally, but it does look
I
way
love this
better.
is like my new favorite Goku design. This is the kind of like I love like little platformy looking characters, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, Goku if he was a platforming character.
Did
Hip
they
sculpt
consult
really
you when they were
far.
designing this?
It feels like it, doesn't it?
It looks just like what you like. That's a cool
um,
ass fireball. Why can't we get fireballs for any of the other figures? Like ever?
Yeah,
What the
I no, I'm
heck?
definitely gonna get this now. I just have to wait because the pre-orders close after. Because at first I was like, "Oh, the price and stuff," and like, but now it's like, man, very rarely do I get stuff that really fits what I like, along with being a good toy. And this looks like it's actually going to be a really good toy. So
It looks really good. Well, that's cool. I'm glad it's turning out better than I thought it was going to. I mean, I thought it was going to be fine, but it looks excellent. And those effect parts are nice. We don't ever get effect parts
it
with
looks
Dragon Ball
weird.
figures.
It's been like 3, 4 months since this design showed up first, and they still haven't. They showed this off a day after it was shown off in the anime. And then the next week, they showed the normal size Super Saiyan 4 Goku. They still have not shown off the Figuarts
Yeah,
of a normal sized um, Goku like that, which is weird. Maybe they want to make sure this one gets milked as much as possible. That's I don't know. That's
probably.
strange because they know the other one will sell more. So I don't know.
I think so. I think it would hurt the sales. This one. Okay.
That should be it for my stuff, other than Jackie Chan, which we're not going to do.
Yeah, we can't do Jackie Chan. The Jackie Chan figure that they're making in his garbage suit came out overseas, and it looks cool. It has some weird issues in the articulation and proportioning, but it looks really good
I
otherwise.
hope
So,
they do more Jackie Chans. That's what I'm hoping.
well,
Ones where he's
maybe
in costumes that aren't stupid.
I would buy a Chris Tucker and a Jackie Chan. I loved the Rush Hour movies when I was a kid.
I don't know I'd buy some kind of Jackie Chan. I don't know.
What else has
Um,
he done that I would care about to own a figure? Like all of
there's
his
a lot
old
of. I mean,
stuff's fine, but I didn't grow up with it, so I don't care as much.
I've watched a lot of it. I don't know.
I would like
You
a Jackie
you
Chan and a Jet Li figure. They were in a lot of movies that I watched when I was.
yeah. I was tempted to get the Bruce Lee, but I never did.
Well,
You
the
got it.
Figuarts one is garbage. I mean, it's not garbage. It's not good enough, and the Figma one
It's
is
not good enough.
garbage.
But the figure arts one is like 12 years old now or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was good at the time. That's true.
It was good.
When they did the reissue, I reviewed it again, and it was like it doesn't hold up. It's
Yeah.
way too chunky. Rush Hour 2 Don Cheadle, he was barely in it. It's a good scene, but he was barely in it. I love those movies though, so I would buy anything probably from those. Well, the third one I didn't care for as much.
There's a
Oh,
1/12. Oh yeah, I actually didn't like how the in-art Bruce Lee looked. He looked too skinny.
why are these photos not working? I don't get it. When I transfer some of my photos to my I have a flash drive connected to my router so that I can transfer things across computers easily. Some of them don't work. All right, whatever. Let's start with this. The one most people are excited about. SDCC exclusive. They haven't given us any information yet. They just showed this off. So I know
Have you
there's
seen
kind
this
of like,
movie?
what the hell is this?
Good.
This one window now is spanning all of my screens. Why did that happen? All right,
Do you
here
like?
we go.
Did you see this movie?
No, I haven't watched it. I heard it
Um,
was not very good.
I like the soundtrack. I haven't watched the movie, but I listened to the soundtrack recently, and I also like how Gamma and the other guy look.
Yeah.
I don't like this design, but I thought the song that plays when he turns into this is really cool. It's really calm.
So,
It's really interesting.
I think this design for Goku has split people. I think, or Gohan. I mean, some people like it. Other people are like, okay, just random Gohan power up for no reason doesn't make any sense. Looks kind of cool, but also, eh. And I don't know it from the show. Like, I guess it was a cool scene, but or movie, but I don't care either way, one way or the other. It looks like a cool figure if you like this design. If you like the figure this is based on, it's the same effect part as I think it was Super
Did he
Saiyan
oil
2.
Gohan Beast? It does look like it's just oiled up. Whenever I see Floppy toys, they look like sticky to me.
Well, these are the pearly ones, and they actually did a really good job with the last pearly ones that they did. It looked like that. People were saying that last time too, but it looks really nice.
Wait
It
a minute.
has a really cool iridescent look to it in hand.
The reason that I think glossy toys feel like they're gonna be sticky to me, well, it might just be because the way that is because I had a Gohan in a blue gi toy that was high gloss, and that thing had this kind of like, it sticked too much because it was glossy. One of the old
Yeah.
toys.
Well,
It's
I know
weird.
what you're talking about, and I understand that that can be an issue. But the last one they did that had this pearly paint on it, it turned out really nice.
Oh no, I
So
trust you. It's just funny that we're looking at it and it's a Gohan, and there was a old Gohan toy that gave me that impression, and somehow that
yeah,
stuck. And this is a Gohan.
it's funny how
It's
I
weird.
didn't eat Pop Tarts for like 5 years because I got really sick after eating one time. It wasn't a stomach thing; I just got a flu. But I was a kid and I ate Pop Tarts right before, so I couldn't do it for a long
Yeah,
time. So I
your
get it.
brain makes stupid associations. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to make me sick, but there was just something about it. Anyway, it's the same effect parts as Super Saiyan 2. I think they did that last year or the year before. I don't remember anymore. It's got the same lightning, same background, it looks like. Maybe they changed the bottom a little bit. I don't know. I didn't look at the bottom that much when I had it, but it's definitely the same lightning parts, just pink. I think it looks
I
really
wonder what the
cool.
glossy paint's gonna be like when some of those rubber pieces bend.
I don't know, but it was really high quality on the last thing they did that had this. I don't remember if it had soft parts, probably not. But if they can, it looked better in hand than in the photos, and that's not usually the case. So if this thing is the same way, if you're into this kind of Gohan, this is going to be a cool pickup, and it's going to look really cool on a shelf if you're a Dragon Ball fan, even if you don't like this Gohan. The white and purple combo, or white and navy, whatever you want to call it. I think it works. Okay, I have two more things which aren't going to open. I don't know why that happens. It's not. It's a JPEG. JPEG. Why won't it work? All right, I just will Google. I will
What
Google.
is it?
It's the other SDCC stuff. Um, Tamashi. Not going to be
Whenever I
able to.
read FTCC, I say CDCC in my head, and that won't go away.
What is CDCC?
I don't know. It just my brain just reads CDCC when I read the S. It's easier for me to say.
Oh, Google. Let's see if I can find some images here because mine aren't. There we go. Good enough. We don't have to
Oh,
even
okay.
zoom in. So you're getting King Piccolo in a chair. King Piccolo has yellow instead of purple this time. Okay. He's slightly different color scheme otherwise, but it's basically the arm shells, whatever you want to call them. They're yellow instead of purple. I don't know if anybody cares about this. There was a third party chair that was made at some point that people liked, I guess. So maybe some people are going to want this. I don't know. It seems like a really big thing for SDCC. If you're going to there in person, that's going to suck to buy. But then it's this one too. Why are they redoing this? That's nuts to me. It's super better looking because of the blue and yellow being more saturated, specifically the blue, less dark. But it's like it wasn't that good of a figure. It was overpriced and gigantic. So making this an SDCC exclusive is such a strange choice unless they're just banking on everybody buying it online. Who's carrying
Yeah,
this big ass thing around Comic Con? That's nuts. That's crazy. I've been to
I'm gonna
Comic Con plenty of
I'm gonna
times,
buy
and I
like
don't even like
10 of
carrying
them.
around little things.
Carry it around my back like the guy from Death Stranding.
Doesn't he have a baby on his back or something like that?
The baby on his chest. Me and Molly just finished watching the story, the cutscenes for Death Stranding 2. It's weird, but it's fun. You liked it.
Yeah. I have no
Yeah.
information about that at all.
Oh, it's weird.
But
It's
yeah,
like Kingdom Hearts, but realistic. It's a mess, but it's fun.
oh, yeah. Well, it's isn't it Hideo Kojima?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't personally care about any of these. Like, I don't care at all about this Gohan. It looks cool though. I don't care at all about King Piccolo. We already have one. I'm not interested in the character enough to have a yellow shell version. And his chair, I mean, I'll get it. I don't care. And then a
It's funny.
slightly
It's
different
funny
color scheme.
how King Piccolo to you is just like whatever. I don't even care. And then Piccolo is your favorite character. I'm the same way about so much stuff.
Yeah. Well, they're very
Like
different
just
characters.
they are. They are. Like, but to me, like Trunks in his Saiyan armor isn't Trunks to me. I don't
Yeah, that's
care.
fair. I kind of agree with you on that. Like, I like the blue armor
I
look with
don't
the
hate
yellow
it.
hair,
I don't.
but
Yeah, I don't hate it. But like, he's Trunks to me because of how he looked first. The
yeah,
stupid short jacket, these big giant baggy pants, these silly boots. Like there was something cool about how
I
unique he
agree.
looked.
I agree completely. Um, but yeah, this guy didn't do it for me. The figure was all right, not exactly what I wanted it to be. The same way Piccolo hasn't been. They won't give him chests. I don't get it. Like he's supposed to be skinnier, so whatever. But I just don't care. I don't care. So whatever. I guess they're fine. It's a really weird choice though. Two giant things. This one especially. This thing's huge. Probably can't see it. It's a big like this. So I don't know what they're thinking, other than online sales. But the blue looks nice. I bet you he does. If he has a better paint job, cool. But it looks like he doesn't. Like you can see the cuts, not painted again. Why? If you're gonna tear his clothing, do you not paint the stuff underneath? Pissed me off so much on the first release.
Are you done doing completionist stuff for Dragon Ball stuff?
Well,
Like, are you gonna get? You don't get repaints? I take it.
no, I get all the repaints.
Oh,
If it's from the anime, I
you-
get it.
So you're getting these?
Yeah, I'll get these for sure. Even if I
Oh, I'm so
only to review them and just for posterity. But I don't want
I'm
it.
so thankful.
I can justify it because of the reviews, but I would never buy these otherwise. This one maybe because this isn't going to cost that much and it looks cool in the effect
Yeah.
parts. But certainly, I don't need a throne for him. I definitely don't need a repaint of a figure that didn't have enough paint on it in the first place. I can't believe they're doing it. Look at the hand. Can't zoom in. How do you zoom in? Magnify. Okay, there we go. Hey, I didn't know you could do that. How are you going to release the same thing
Yeah,
as an
that's really stupid.
exclusive and not paint shit like this? That ruined the figure for me because it looks like garbage in person because it doesn't have this. You repainted it looks great, but I'm not buying figures to make them. It's not my job. I mean, it is, but not for them. So that pisses me off. Okay, now we are doing pretty good on time. That's the SDCC exclusives for Hasbro and for Bandai that I wanted to talk about. We don't know pricing either. This guy's probably going to be $300 based on freaking Fat Namek guy. I'll bet you this guy's 250 bucks. How much was he when he released? Was he 300 like uh the freaking dragon's name?
$3,000.
Purunga. Purunga was
3,000.
300. Fat Namek guy is 300 or something like that. This guy's going to be a lot. This guy's probably going to be, I'm going to guess 150. That's a big throne. Maybe not, but SDCC exclusives command a higher price typically.
I
Between
actually, when you say
120 and
SDCC, my
150.
brain thinks you're saying it wrong.
This guy's probably going to be 80 to 100. I'm guessing their prices have been up. The original Vegeta was 150 according to Alfonso. Alpha Proto says 180. So I see this guy being 200. So that's 200. Let's say 140. That's probably high, but I'll say it. So we'll say 325 for both of those, and I'll call this one at a generous 75. So you're at $400 for the Bandai exclusives. Oh man, that
What if it was going to be
seems.
cheaper and then they saw this and they're like, "Huh, we should make it 75."
Yeah, they're not watching. They don't listen to me anyway. If they did, they'd have painted his freaking cuts.
What if
Okay,
one intern is watching and goes and suggests it to them now?
then that's fine. Then I get to be the internet guy who thinks he's cooler than everybody else by predicting things.
You were the internet guy who got the thing priced higher on accident because you predicted it.
You know, I thought that was going to happen with the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff for Hasbro because I was throwing out pretty high prices thinking Hasbro was going to Hasbro, and then they all came in way under. I was like, oh, okay. They
Well,
were
that's good.
probably lower before I said that, but oh well. No, not really. I'm joking. All right, what did I want to do? Oh, I closed my window. Damn it. I need to look at the last thing of the stream, which is I made sure all these photos were working. I want to take you for a ride. Some of you will get that reference. Most of you will not. It's the theme music for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. All
Oh
right,
yeah, we're talking
so
about
Bandai decided to just be like, you know what? We're gonna do X-Men, and it's Gamerverse. So, and then they have this background, which is a weird choice, but whatever. It's clearly Marvel vs. Capcom, and we know it is. Oops, based on some of the photos they chose or poses they chose. Now, here's the
yeah.
conversation we have to have. Hang on a heard a a notification. I want to bid on this thing that's ending in 14 minutes? I might. Pardon me. Oh, I don't. That's way too expensive. All right. Um, it's Marvel vs. Capcom. It's Cyclops. It's Bandai. Mafex made a Cyclops that was middling at best. I got rid of mine. If they reissue it, I might buy it, although maybe not now that they're doing this. I don't know. Anyway, this is in some ways the best looking Cyclops that's ever been released ever, because Hasbro keeps making decent ones for Hasbro, but they're still Hasbro.
This
However,
thing this thing looks like a love letter to old comic art and old,
it,
like,
it
Capcom art and stuff.
it does. They nailed some things. So I want
They
to
have
look
some
at
things, yeah.
this. This is one of the artworks. So the colors of the blue we'll get to in a minute. The colors have been all over the place. Did they choose good colors for the figure? It depends. So this is one of the photos that they used as reference, clearly, because then you have
Yes.
this, which shows you he doesn't have the big hulky shoulders. He doesn't have that super heroic look that the sprites have. So they definitely weren't going based on the sprites. And we'll get to that more in a second. While we're here, there's two things I need to talk about. One is the shoulders. I hate when the shoulder joint is small and inside a cap that they have to make all kinds of cutouts to fit. Now, it can be done, so maybe it'll be okay, but it's unnecessarily difficult for them to make that work and look good. Even over here, it almost has a Revoltech look to it. And if this is a quasi
I mean,
Revoltech shoulder, I'm going to shit because that's not acceptable from Bandai.
are you gonna shit?
I will
Somebody
shit
said,
right now. I did it. It's
"Do
bad.
it."
It's making me upset. I did it.
Somebody
It's
said
done.
somebody said, why did the leg not have muscles?" It's because in the art, they're kind of, like, muted looking, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
He's
that.
got kind of this, like, smooth look in the art, which is very cool
Very
looking.
smooth. Smooth and unheroic. There's more reference. I brought the reference too. I'll show you. But these joints are not acceptable. If they're quasi Revoltech joints, I'm going to be really, really upset. So that bothers me. The other thing that bothers me is his mouth has no hole in it. That's
At the same time,
weird.
though, there's something kind of interesting about the mouth being like that because it makes it look animated. I don't
I
know.
get that, but it needs to be in some.
I know, I
It's like
agree. It does
right
look
to the
weird, but at the
mouth.
same time, I like it. It's one of those things where I don't know.
I think,
It's like, I
okay,
know it's
so
weird.
it looks good from the front. If you turn that sideways, it's gonna look freaking weird. So
Oh, yeah.
weird. So weird. Okay, but okay, so while we're here, I do want to say the way they've done the paint job, regardless of whether you like the blue or not, like on this display right now, the blue looks so good. But I know
Yeah.
probably for all of you, it's slightly yellowish, like it's almost like a greeny blue. Um, I like the paint job,
I
the way they've
usually
done
imagine
shading and
Cyclops
stuff.
I usually imagine Cyclops with a more greeny blue, personally.
Well, some people do, and that's good. But they've changed the colors a lot. So, like you already saw, this color scheme, which is like a weird light blue. Then they have this one, which does demonstrate the lack of muscle and the tiny pecs, and it's the same way they drew Sagat. Like this is the same. I think this is the same artist that did Alpha Street Fighter.
It's cool looking art, like, I
The
think it's
cool
really cool.
style, but you can see how they've got the small shoulders, the small chest, the
Yeah.
weird shape compared to like the sprites, which I'll show you now. That's the sprite.
It's like it looks nothing like that.
No,
It's more like a mix of realism with some other styles, whereas the sprite stuff is much more like, "This is
yeah.
what comic book superheroes look like."
Okay, Slingshot. People always tell me this when I'm talking about Cyclops. They call him Slim in the comics. He's drawn like every other freaking character 90% of the time. He looks like Batman. He looks like
He doesn't look
Superman.
slim in any of these.
No, he's
He
not.
looks chunky no matter
But
what. He just has
they
small
do call him
he has different
Slim.
proportion styles,
Isn't
but
it only
he looks
Wolverine who calls
big.
him Slim anyway? But anyway, okay, so here's the sprite. This is what I want all of the figures to match. The sprites. I don't care about the artwork. I love the artwork. It's very nostalgic for me. I want the sprites because the sprites have the heroic look that I want. That's just me. You can like either one. That's fine. This is the color scheme I want also. But he does have the different color schemes. This is the one that most matches the figure. And this is also where you get that lack of muscle look. It's very distorted for a human body. Like it's very weird shaped. Um so it depends what you like. But that's not even the biggest issue with this figure. This one is pretty close to the colors also, but this has the bigger shoulder, but it's
Yeah,
kind of
that
mixed.
art is very completely different from the other ones.
Yeah,
Although
it's
this one is weird because, like, his other shoulder is just gone.
yeah, he's
This
got
looks weird.
it's very strange. But you can see how like they were definitely pulling from different artwork and there were very different styles across the
It
different
looks like
games.
it's yeah, it looks like it was mainly this one and then the next one. The next this one. It looks like they combined those 2 to me and, like, kind of ignored the other ones, which would make sense. It's easier sometimes when you work yourself down to, like, fewer things, and
Sure.
then
And
typically I'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick my favorites and then work from that."
that's fine,
Um,
but then you end up with this where like those are not I'm
no,
guessing
they
most people would rather it match the sprite, especially if you're going to be doing poses like this. It makes it you got that side by side thing again. Eh,
so here's the
it's
thing, do you
fine.
hate
Do I hate it? No, I'm going to get it and I will probably like it if the shoulders aren't janky,
but I
but I
understand
would
the
rather
perspective
it
that
look
it's
like
like,
that.
this really is not the proportions that you wanted, but it would be cool if it was just like, okay, so and then somebody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna release the sprite version now." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That'd
They
be cool
won't
because then I'd
though.
love
I
to have
don't
both of them.
so like for instance, like the Venom sprite in this game is the best look for Venom ever of all time. Are they not going to match the sprites if they make other characters? Like, what are they? Are they all going to be based on this artwork that's hyper stylized? Like, I know it's all hyper stylized, but this sprite work is very close to comics, like huge V-shaped people. Good, pinched in knees, pinched in
This is like
ankles. Like,
me when
that's
they're
what I want.
wanting Link to look
So,
like the in-game model instead of the art.
yeah. Well, see, I love the art. Like for Zelda, for instance, I love the art. Um, But if you want the sprite, it's a very different, or whatever you call it, the
Yeah,
model. It's a very, very different thing. And so them
yeah.
going one way or the other, it's for me, it's not good. I'll buy this and I'll like it if it's a good figure because I like Cyclops. He was my favorite as a kid. But it's not the thing. That's the problem. And for them to choose to go by the artwork, like the artwork varies. As you saw, we have one, two, three, at least four. Oh, this is another one. Um, like they've had so this is way more modern, but they've had so many
Yeah.
different looks in the artwork. To pick one of those is weird. I think go with the sprites. It's consistent at least. So that's a thing. But let's talk about the actual figure now. Okay, whether it's accurate or the colors or whatever, that's up to you. Whether you like it or not. But as far as the figure goes, I don't understand why Bandai won't stop cutting the thighs like this. You don't need to do that. And because of this, we also have to deal with this, or both of these are separate issues that work together to be a problem. We have the thong situation going on, which doesn't need to exist at all. It makes the thighs look segmented and short, even though they're not too short probably. They look like they're about right. I haven't measured them.
He did have longer lower legs in the art.
Yeah. Well, if
Um,
they do that on the figure, I'll shit again because I hate that look. It's so
I know
weird.
you do.
Because it's not human. Humans don't have longer lower legs normally. It's not a
Well,
thing.
I think that for me, because there's I think one of the biggest things is that you see it in art, especially when things like foreshorten towards the top and stuff. It's a very normal
Yeah.
look. Things don't pose as well when the knees are too high. The knees
No,
are
they pose
closer to the
terribly.
center. Like you can't kneel as well and stuff. So, like a lot of the way that I design stuff, thankfully, I get to do this when I design my stuff because the way I design stuff, it looks better when it's lower. Some things sometimes it looks better when it's like on a Gundam it'll look better higher because
Sure.
Gundam is like way foreshortened up to the top. But
Yeah.
you're right. In this, it does look a little short, and then whereas in the artwork it's based on, where it doesn't really, because I would say it's probably fit to work better proportionally with like all of the proportioning variables that there are, which is like a billion. Um,
Yeah, but the
I
thing is,
don't
like,
think the
if it
song.
wasn't for this cut, though, it wouldn't even be as much of an issue because they've made the leg look weird for no reason. It looks so short because your eye only sees this, the fat part. You're not noticing this part as being part of the leg, even though it is. So it makes him look really disproportionate. Unless you squint, looks kind of good. But
Yeah, it looks
then
good
you
as
also
long
have
as.
the diaper. They're doing it like Common Rider. Even most of the Dragon Ball figures now have this cup that floats around, which is
So I
like
actually
okay
like
for
this about
some
it, but
things.
you don't like this for this?
Not for this. No, because they could have easily given him just a regular old flexible diaper and it would have worked better and looked better. Maybe not worked better, but it would have at least looked better and worked fine if they did it right.
It definitely would have looked better, yeah.
Because this looks
I
like
think personally, I prefer this. I prefer no soft.
I don't mind the
But I
thong
do
thing on Goku because it's hidden by the wrinkles, but on this, it just looks weird. But that's not even the thing.
that's
I don't
I
even care
understand.
that much. I hate this more than anything. This is as bad as Trunks' chaps were, if you ask me. Why? Why are they doing this? Make it flush. There's no reason for it to do this. Makes no sense at all. Also, they're choosing to paint these on. That's a real gamble.
I really
Making them
like
a
how the
separate
hands
piece would
look.
have been smarter.
Those
That's going to be
fist sculpts
tough.
are really nice.
They are. I don't know about this. If this doesn't tuck in, that's going to be a nightmare. I bet you they have it
Yeah,
connected here and it's flexible.
that looks like a one of the new Sentai figures is weird. That looks really cool to me when it's posed like
Maybe it
that.
tucks in actually because you can see it's lower here. Hopefully it tucks in. But oh, here's the other thing. They didn't bring his trunks up. So as soon as his belt moves, you can see blue underneath. His trunks need to go up to behind the belt. And this has to tuck in somewhere if he's posing, and so it doesn't tuck into the diaper part. So that's a problem. The elbows they've gone with are weird, ugly elbows on the inside. The outside looks good. There's that mouth. As
But
soon
that
as you
looks
turn it
really good.
sideways, it's so weird. Huh?
The elbows look really good, yeah.
Out here, they
I
think
think the
really good.
inside looks like yeah, it's inside looks I'm fine with the inside. The outside looks really good,
Does
especially just all things considered.
I'm concerned about the belt and the underwear because of that. The head doesn't match the neck. That's obviously this is a prototype, but why wouldn't it match on the prototype? That's weird. So who knows? It probably won't be a thing, but I hope it's not a thing. So this pose, this pose is from the game, and it demonstrates some of the problems of the figure. One, the legs do look short on top and long on the bottom, but like
They
in an
have a
awkward
cap
way.
they have a secondary cap for the ankles, that's interesting. I've never seen
That's
that
the other
before.
thing I noticed. What the hell for? Why?
I think well, it kinda looks cool. I don't mind it.
That's gonna get in the
If it looks good
way.
in the end.
How could
No,
that
I think
not
the
get in
cap
the
shifts.
way?
I think the cap shifts down with it. I think it is attached to the I
You
think
think
the
there's like a
cap is
slot in the cap that moves
yes.
with the peg? Okay, so
No,
what
no, no, it doesn't
purpose?
have to. It's just with the. It's just to gap
I
it
mean,
out
it
a little
moves with
bit
the ankle.
towards. Yeah, it doesn't move with. It doesn't move with the.
Moves with the top part, like up here.
Yeah, yeah. It goes with the top part. Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, but that seems like overly complex for no real reason. Who the hell's looking at the back of his ankles that close? And if they get in the way at all, I'm gonna be pissed. So I
I mean,
hope they
yeah. If it were
work.
me, I would just make a bigger ball. But I
Make
think
a
it's
ball
kind of
that
cool. I want to
fits.
see what it's like in person.
Yeah,
I'm
it
curious.
might be fine, but Bandai's been overcomplicating things so bad lately. Okay, then here's the back to the thong thing. I don't care about it looking like a thong so much, other than the fact that it doesn't need to, and it does detract. But the problem I have with this is, like I talked to Brian about this, because of the way this is designed. The ass cheeks have to rotate all the way down when you bring the leg forward. So yeah, you get this leg forward, but then you have a hanging ass cheek.
Yeah, we talked about this. My consensus is just compromise the S. If you got it to come with, just make it thinner. Do it
My
like they did with flies.
You don't see it
Like
here, but because of the how gappy this is, it's gonna look weird. He's gonna have like
make his ass smaller,
when you bring the thighs out while they're
fatter
bent,
rather.
he's gonna have the tiniest little crotch piece right there. He needed to have a soft diaper shaped diaper. And they're able to do soft enough pieces now that you can flex them just fine. Like the Jada Ryu, for instance. His diaper doesn't get in the
Yeah,
way. This is gonna look really bad from the front right here. He's gonna have this super skinny
and
wiener
I guess it's
area.
weird because they did the soft piece on that Goku we were just looking at.
Look at that. He's got a packet. No, I'm joking. But it's I don't think it's gonna look right. Yeah, look how
No,
big this is here.
I would say I agree that
They could have
especially
done a
because
soft piece, man. And then this is the biggest deal. I didn't even get to the biggest deal. I'm glad I had this image. So these are the heights. clearly you can see Cyclops. Captain America's a little bit bigger, way buffer. But that's only if they go by the sprites. If they don't go by the sprites, it's gonna look like Cyclops. So whatever. But anyway, here's Ryu. Presumably, we want these figures to line up with some other line of
That Captain
figures.
America looks terrible.
Huh?
That Captain America looks really bad.
Yeah, that particular sprite. He looks like he's inflated.
So he has like 3 muscles in the what the hell's happening with the you know
The
what,
pecs.
whatever.
This is his. Yeah, it's not a good one. He's got an extra muscle right here. Leave him alone, man. Some people have that. So the Ryus we have now, we have Jada and we have Storm that are both in line with Marvel Legends, which is the Marvel side of the Marvel vs. Capcom. Until we go now to the SH Figuarts, where they already have a Ryu. It is smaller, and this Cyclops is 15.5 centimeters. That's way small for Marvel Legends. He's shorter than, by half a centimeter, shorter than the Storm Ryu, shorter than the Jada Ryu, if they don't change his size, which they're not going to do. So this Cyclops, this figure that should be dethroning Marvel or Hasbro once and for all, it's too small. It's questionably too small to even go with their own Figuarts Ryu. I don't remember how tall he was, but Cyclops should be like a whole head taller almost. I don't think he is. I don't think Ryu's that tiny. So this Cyclops figure from Bandai that looks like it could be, despite its flaws, looks like it could be great. It's too small to do anything, which on its own it's fine. Who cares? But the whole point of MVC is to put these figures up against each other. 15.5 centimeters is short. It's shorter than the Storm Ryu by half a centimeter, which doesn't sound like much, but at that size, it's a significant chunk. So that really sucks. Also, his price point is like 120 or something like that. And that's not even close to being the same market as Marvel Legends, which obviously they're not aiming for that. But if you make a good enough figure, you can squeeze out a $60, even $80 figure. But you're going over, I think it's 120 if I remember. If you're going up to 120 bucks, you know how good that 15.5 centimeter figure has to be for people to be like, yeah, I'll get that instead of the $25 Marvel Legends one, which is actually pretty decent. Like, nobody's going to do it. I mean, not in any large numbers. The Marvel Legends ones have been good, or at least for Marvel Legends, they've been good. Who are they making this for? It's too small to go against any of the things that people want it to go against. And it costs too much.
It's for me. Secretly
you.
a Cyclops fan this whole
Oh,
time.
and he's small, so that's why they made it for you. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's 90 yen? Are you sure? Because I thought I saw 120. Okay, so let's say it's 90 yen, so that puts it at like 75 bucks, give or take. That's still a hefty price point. The Mafex one even is a decent alternative. This one looks way better than Mafex, I think. But 75, even if it is 75. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering something else at 120. I don't remember. Even if it's 75, it still has to be a damn good figure. The mouth isn't interchangeable plates. No, those definitely are different heads. You can see the paint. I believe. No, there wouldn't be a
I think
plate.
it would be separated from the top part. Like maybe it just separates at the eye, and because there's a different eye effect piece.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, this piece right here pops off from the top of the visor down is my guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then you can use the 2 different
Although
visors.
maybe the
Like
visor.
that's gonna
Okay,
be
the visor is a
yeah,
separate piece. So
yeah.
visor
There's
comes
another
off.
visor piece too, because there's one with that weird effect, the weird like
Right.
crying looking.
So the visor pops off, and I'm guessing the head is just split underneath.
Yeah,
That's my
that's what I think.
guess. But if you are making a 75, let's say it's 75. Um, okay, well the values change in the dollar and the yen. So let's
Is
say
he
it's
crying?
9,000 yen. He crying?
Is he Cyclops crying?
Oh yeah.
Does Cyclops
Um,
cry?
it's 9,000 yen. I think that's what somebody's saying now. It's not 120. Fine. Okay. So let's say it's 70 bucks even for $70.
$37,000.
It better come with like good accessories. And they didn't even give you the head with the glasses. That we don't have that. We don't see everything, of course, in these photos.
I want a Captain America that looks just like that sprite, just so I can have a funny
Looks like
gift.
Stay Puffed.
It
Yeah, I don't know. I guess my point is, like, I'm gonna get it, and I think it looks pretty good overall, but it's got all kinds of problems, including the price point, and definitely including the size. 15 and a half centimeters is tiny for $70, and for comparing it to any other figure. So I think they have a whole lot of problems going on. It's 9,000 yen and it's taller. No, the measurement I got is directly from their website. 15 and a half centimeters, according to Bandai.
They're saying that the advertised height is incorrect, which I've seen before.
That the what is incorrect?
Advertised is incorrect. I've
Well,
seen
yeah,
that before.
maybe.
Maybe,
What am I supposed to go
maybe,
off of?
maybe it's taller. That'd be
I
good.
hope. I
Let me
hope
say
if it's 70 bucks,
9,900 yen. No,
it should.
there's 9,900 yen is not. You're not. Well, okay. There is a 1-to-1 yen conversion for the products when it's being uh
Yeah,
when it's being imported, but I don't think that they can legally import this anyway because it's Marvel and Hasbro, right?
I don't know. It's
I,
not
I don't
gonna
know how.
if it's listed at that yen, it's gonna sell for. You know what? You're right. It'll probably be $100 here, and then that's why people always say, "Oh, I get it cheaper in Japan because they don't convert it, obviously, so they're paying the $70 there."
Let
So yeah,
me
it'll
let me look
probably
at it.
be $100 here. Somebody's saying it started off at 145, but they changed it to 155 millimeters. Well, that's 15 and a half centimeters. That's what I've been saying. So
It's only not it's 990 or 9,900 with the Japan tax. It's 900 yen or 9,000 yen.
okay, which means it'll be $90 here, and then so
It's
it'll be cheaper to buy from Japan.
62 currently with the yen.
It's that
Uh,
bad now? It was not that bad like 2 days ago when I looked at this. Wow. Maybe it
uh,
was.
so
I don't know. I don't remember anymore. Anyway, point being, the general point here is that it's too small and too expensive to be a real contender for anything that's going on right now. It doesn't really make sense. If it was full size, if it was 16 and a half centimeters, that's 165 millimeters, it'd be a whole different conversation. But at 15 and a half, it doesn't fit with anybody's 112 scale collection. It may fit with the Figuarts Ryu. That's it. I don't care about the price being part of the licensing agreement. We still have to pay it. It's it's not too small. What do you mean it's not too small? It's they gave us the height. If that's the wrong information, that's on them. But the height they gave us is 15 and a half centimeters. It's too small for any other line of figures that you would pair this with, other than maybe the Figure Arts Ryu. I don't know how tall that is offhand. But even then, so you only have Cyclops and Ryu? What the hell for? If they were smart, they'd make this fit in with Marvel Legends size, with Storm Arena, and with Jada, because that's way more people. There's way more people that have that than people that have the Figure Arts Ryu. How tall should it be, you think? Well, it should be like 163, 165 millimeters, something like that. Close to 6.5 inches.
170,000 centimeters tall.
Yeah, he should be just shy of 6.5 inches because he's 6'3". So that's like 6.25. He
Yeah,
should be 6.25 inches.
but
So
Bandai
that's
always undersizes, which sucks
what'd you
for
say?
you guys. Bandai always undersizes. They never do like 112 proper usually,
Right,
right?
they do, and everyone else oversizes. So, um,
Except for Figma. And then they started making things too big. Nobody does it right. Everybody's weird. I'm gonna make my own toy line
of everything, it's
2
all gonna be right.
millimeters tall each. Everything will
Well,
be
you
2
wouldn't have to do a lot of
millimeters.
articulation.
Nope, they're gonna be fully articulated. You just have to be a really tiny person to articulate them without breaking them.
Someone's saying they're seeing 145 still on the website. I saw 155 when I looked.
I just looked. And it said
Oh, you did?
9. Yeah,
What
I
did it
just went
say?
9,000, and then it's
No, 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 I'm
9,900.
talking about the height. What does it say about the height?
Oh, let me go back. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, the McFarlane line is 1/10 scale or whatever it is, but there's like 1/6 scale, 1/12 scale, 1/15 scale, all mixed in. There's no scaling. That's all on one figure. The accessories are 1/4 scale. So anyway, point being, this guy should be about 162.
145 millimeters,
You're
5.7
seeing
inches.
145? Holy shit. That's even smaller. I swear I saw 155. Someone else is saying 155. I wonder if there's two different sites
Well,
or two different
let me
numbers.
switch over to the to Japanese language because I have my region set to Japan, but I'm gonna switch it over to I'm gonna switch the language over. 145 still. I'm gonna
Oh,
switch my region over to US.
if I ran a company, I wouldn't scale directly with other brands, but scales
145
exist.
language set to
Scales
US with
exist.
region set to US.
If you want people who are buying the other brand to
145.
be interested
So I
in
just tried with
yours, you
four
want it
different
to be.
options on their site, and it says 145 each time.
I wonder if there's like a different site with information. Are you on like the
I'm on
site that is?
Tamashi. I'm on TamashiWeb.com.
I wonder where I looked because I know I saw 155 because I figured out that it was a half a centimeter shorter than the Ryu I just reviewed, which was 60
Um,
or 160. Um. Anyway, okay, it doesn't matter if it's 145, then it's forget about it. Way too small. If it's
yeah.
155, it's still too small because it should be 160 plus, 162, 163 to be accurate. But then even go up to 165, get them up to 6.5 inches, and then it'll fit in. But somebody commented, I wouldn't make my action figures if they had their own company. Scale with other figure companies. You would if you want to
That's
sell them.
that is true. Here's the I guess I don't care about my stuff scaling with other stuff, but I also understand the desire for it, and so it's kind of like I think it's a reasonable complaint, even if I don't give a shit about it.
Well, this one specifically though, because it's Marvel versus Capcom, the
It
versus
feels
thing
kind
it
of way
needs it.
too it feels way too convenient for them not to feel like they're kind of trying to be like, "Hey, these guys are doing Capcom stuff. We're gonna do this." No, so
Unless
yeah,
they
they
have
should
a
have made
lot.
it
Okay,
decide.
so here's the other thing. They could have a new Street Fighter, like a new batch of Capcom coming out to go with their Marvel, but that's a heck of an
No,
undertaking.
I
So
mean, yeah,
maybe,
I
but
guess no, I agree. So when saying figures, they're not making it to complement other companies. I mean, yeah, technically they're not, but also they might be capitalizing on the fact that somebody's making Capcom stuff that's Marvel versus Capcom, and now they're just making. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like they might be because they might be banking on the fact that you're buying this and they want you to buy this because it complements it. I don't really know. I don't do anything with them. I'm not a part of Bandai. I do work for Nintendo and
your uncle
Sony
works for
and
Nintendo.
Microsoft, however. So I can tell you that the next video game coming out is in fact Marvel versus Capcom. Everybody is undersized.
No, just Cyclops. They actually nailed his size
That's Cyclops.
perfectly for a 1/12 scale. Stoned Capybara says Figuarts aren't making figures to complement other companies. That's
Yeah, that's what it's
stupid.
coming to.
That's not stupid. They aren't making
No,
them to complement, they're
this is
making them
this
to
complaint.
appeal to the same audience,
Yeah,
potentially.
this is a complaint where it's like, even if I know I don't care, I completely understand people wanting things to scale together, and I feel like companies should probably be taking it into account because why the hell not take it into
And
account?
most of
They
them
can make it
do.
whatever size they want. They're
Yeah,
doing
and
all new
scales
tooling for all
exist.
these.
Right, what
Just make it
scale is
bigger.
this? If he's 145 millimeters, what scale is that? 1/13th scale? Like, that's not a thing anybody
Yeah.
buys. 1/12 scale is a common scale across everything. It has been for a long time. So it's not about Bandai
How
trying
big is
to.
he? How tall is?
He's 6'3". So with shoes on, let's say 6'4". So he should be just about 6.5 inches or 6.25 inches.
He's one
6 1/3.
13.157 scale.
Yeah, I nailed it. I nailed my scaling. It doesn't make it's not Figuarts scale. That's not a scale. It's not Figma. Figma is a non-scale thing. Figuarts scale isn't a thing. If that was a thing, then Guts wouldn't be as tall as he is. Then Goku wouldn't be as tall as he is. They're all different sizes. Figuarts scale is not a thing. So if he's
No, they're
145, he's grossly undersized to go with anything, including Bandai's own stuff. He's smaller than Goku. Or maybe not literally, but like he's not the right size. It's not in scale. If you don't mean it literally, I don't know what that means because words. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just if you said it's figure art scale, I don't know what that means. Like, joke. As far as
No,
licensing goes,
Capybara, I
guys,
I understand the sentiment related to somebody just said 100, so he's a little short. No, I mean, he's like a full he's like half a foot short. He's because he should be 100 he's 145. It is too short. I understand the sentiment.
Arena is not 152 millimeters. I just measured it at 106. Anyway, point being, this figure is expensive. It's in a weird size, and there are
No, he's
already
145. Zenny Press, I just went to the website. I went to the website and looked at all 4 things. Anthony can pull up the website if he wants to. I will
send
go
the
to the
link.
thing and he can look at it himself.
Post
It's
it. Post the link. I
145.
don't want to type it in our regular Discord chat. Can you do? You do it
Yeah.
anywhere. I don't care.
I have the region. I tried changing the region to Japan and US, and I tried going between the languages in both.
You sending me the link?
So
Oh, you did.
yeah. So he can look at it. He can scroll down. He can show you that it says 145. Now that could
I
be
want to.
wrong.
I want to know where I saw it at 150. I know I did. 155. Somebody's now telling me that the Ryu is shorter. The Ryu figure is short. Definitely wasn't.
Oh,
It
update
just
complete. I got that too the other day today, I think. Maybe yesterday. I don't know. Nobody cares.
okay. Can I just copy the link? Come on, Discord, you.
Ooh, my elbow is popping. Molly, are you still here? Listing of 145 was wrong according to Kaiju Daddy. Who's Kaiju Daddy, and why would they know that?
Unless they work for Bandai. Why am I not getting my links? Can I?
If you just type in Tamashi and Figuarts, you'll find it right away. If you want to Google it.
I don't want to Google it. My keyboard's all the way over there for when I do my sculpting, so I can't. The servers, everybody's going from our live stream to their website, and it broke. Oh, there's probably not even that many people
Who's
watching.
Kaiju Daddy? What's his name? Kaiju. I don't want to throw it. He might be a perfectly super nice guy. Hang on. He lives in Tokyo. So maybe he
Okay,
saw it.
I can't get it to load. So whatever. I'm looking at it right now. It says right here a 99,475 yen. No, 9,900 yen, which means 900 yen, which means $90 here, and then you'll be able to get it cheaper if you go across the ponds, but then you'll have to pay shipping, so it averages out to about 90.
So he
And
apparently Kaiju Daddy gets insider info and it's supposed to be 155,
but they
which
can easily
means
just fix that typo.
so
So
if it's
maybe
actually if that is a typo, he's 6 foot. He's 6.1, so he would be 1.12. He would be 112 point like 3 scale, which is fine.
except it's
Two.
not because nothing else is in scale, so it's still wrong.
Well, no, I know, but yeah, but he would be pretty close to a true 112 scale. I don't think I would.
No, that's fine, and that's great if everything else was. My point is the whole point of these things, especially right now with everybody releasing all these figures that go together in concept, um, to do that now at a true 112 scale, it's not going to work. I mean, DC tried that. They tried to make 112 scale that was accurate, and the
Their
line
Ryu is
died
supposed to be
almost
five
immediately.
nine. I don't know, man. I'm so happy that I don't care about scales. I buy like Gundams and I put them next to my other stuff. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for all of your losses.
Mafex's
I think
scale is isn't that small though. Mafex figures are tall.
I think Molly dipped because she was listening to this and she was like, "Oh my god."
She dumped you over this? Wow. That's um yeah, Mafex are generally taller than figure arts. like on almost every release. The Icons line was cool, but it didn't do well at all because it was smaller than everything else going on. Okay. Somebody asked me about the JoJo's figures. I don't think they look good. I'll review them and we'll see. I don't think they look good. Okay, that's it. We finished off our stream at almost exactly 2 hours, and we talked about everything. I feel like we accomplished very little talking about Cyclops because there seems to be, whether you like scale figures or not, a lot of misconceptions about scaling.
There's a
What
well, there's
is
a whole we gotta figure out what the actual height is. All this stuff is confusing. It's a mess.
Well, if it's 145, it's definitely too small. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing it'll go with. If it's
If it's
155,
155,
it's close
it's
to
fine.
112
But
scale, but
I
nothing
think I
else
think
is.
Storm Arena should be smaller. I don't understand why Storm Arena is as big as it is.
It's because it's the
If
exact
it
same size as Jada, and they fit in with Marvel Legends. And there's a million people who
Oh.
collect Marvel Legends, and they're not getting a Marvel license. So this way, people who want to do that can
Yeah,
do
but
that.
screw Marvel Legends.
Doesn't
Ugh.
well, maybe, except what else are you
I
gonna
know you're
do?
no, don't worry, I get it. You don't have to argue it. I understand. I
I
just
would rather Marvel Legends were the right size, and I would
yeah.
rather they were good figures and that they actually were relevant in
I
terms
mean,
of this sort of
I'm gonna
thing.
be honest. I think 112 is too big. I think I think my preferred scale is like I don't know what would make somebody who is like 5'10", 5'10" inches.
You want like probably 114 scale.
Yeah, 114 scale is exactly what I want. 5'10"
See,
inches
I can
divided by
do
5 inches
scales,
is
guys.
exactly 114 scale. That's
See,
so yes. For me, 114 scale would be that's like the perfect scale for me.
somebody said Cyclops is on sale tomorrow, so we should get the right numbers. Yeah, maybe half the figures that go up for pre-order, the solicitation information doesn't list their actual heights at all.
Yeah, I
It
don't think we're
lists
gonna
some
get the right numbers
generic
until it comes
112
out.
scale height. Like there are so many lines where the figures are
Also,
actually in
likely
different
because they're not done
sizes.
with the tooling for the final toy, they don't even know.
That could
So
be,
it's a
and I hope so. But my point is, I would rather everything was actually true 112 scale, but it's not. And unfortunately, Hasbro's been making Marvel Legends for forever. So anybody who wants things to go with them tend to make them fit. Jada Street Fighter figures fit with the Marvel Legends. The Storm Arena matched the Jada ones exactly.
You know what you could do? You could just buy it and then, like, extend the neck.
I like to. You can do what a lot of people do is that they chop the thighs in half and extend them, and then it's
You
like
could actually do
they
that, yeah,
look.
this one would actually work with that, wouldn't it? Because you want the thighs to be
This one,
extended.
yeah. All he doesn't need much, so you could do that. Also, could probably get a little bit
Just
of
make his
height.
forehead bigger. Make his eye
Actually, I
bigger.
wouldn't. If you squint at this guy, his silhouette is pretty good. I wouldn't. I wouldn't mess with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I mean,
But
it
you
would
don't
look
even
bad.
customize figures you buy anyway.
What's that?
You don't even like customizing stuff that you buy that's for your collection.
I don't customize anything for my collection.
No.
Um, what was somebody said something I need to. Rival collectibles will be 114. No, no, they won't. They're going to be the close to
They're
somewhere between whatever
they're
Hasbro
too
does
big for
and
112.
112.
They're like a 1/11th point something.
My figures? Yeah,
Your figures?
that's
No.
he
What
said.
did you
Rival
Oh, you said Rebel
collectibles.
Collectibles. I thought you said Storm Arena. That's
Oh
really
no, no,
weird.
my figures are gonna match those figures basically. They're gonna fit with
So yeah,
Storm
so
and
you're
Jada and
yeah,
everyone else. They're big. I don't like it. I hate that it's not 112 scale yet. Everybody calls it that. Shit, Storm started off at 112 scale. They were too big to start, and then they crept all the
Anthony,
way up to 7-inch figures and
I'm
never
gonna make
changed the name.
I'm gonna be making a toy of that guy, that little robot dude. Do you know how big that's gonna be? It's gonna be 3 inches. I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, that'll be
3 inches.
cool. No, I don't collect customs. I make them for people.
You
I
used
don't.
to.
I don't. Well, I still make the parts to sell
You still make the
when I
parts,
have
yeah. You still
time.
make the cool
I
accessories.
don't make them per commission anymore. But I'm not Anthony's Customs Collectathon. I'm Anthony's. I make them. Anthony Customs. They're
Anthony's
mine. People to for people to
Anthony's
buy.
toy reviews.
Yeah, I can't change the name, but I still make custom stuff anyway. So it doesn't.
Yeah,
But
Anthony's really fucking good at sculpting.
I can sculpt my ass off. I can't draw. I can draw better than somebody who can't draw, but I can't draw compared to somebody who can. Brian, he can draw circles around me. That was a good use of that phrase.
Literally lately, I've been drawing circles a lot. Everything's been balls
Um.
lately.
Anyway, My figures will match the Jada, the Marvel Legends, the Storm, because it is the number one size figures are made in. Because most things are made to match those, because that's what people already collect. It's already established. Unfortunately, the
Anthony
smaller true
sometimes
1/12
customs.
scale. What happened? Oh,
Anthony's
um,
sometimes customs.
do I sculpt by hand or digitally? Well, I mean digitally because it's easier. But I made my first statue ever by hand just to see if I could, and I could. I can
He
sculpt,
was
and I've done a
he was
lot of
very
things
good
by
at
hand.
he was very good at hand sculpting. He also transitioned over digitally really well. I started using Blender recently, and I hate it.
If you use ZBrush, you would like it more.
Are you really? Should I
Yes,
just
ZBrush is way more artistically inclined. It feels like you're actually sculpting. Blender has just recently become kind of like that. Telling you,
but I
ZBrush
actually
for
like
sure.
working with numbers and, like, precise stuff. It's just a lot of it's overwhelming.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're trying to do the just like make it feel like traditional sculpting, ZBrush is better. And then you can still like go back and forth if you need to. Or just get used
Yeah.
to ZBrush doing the hard surface stuff in ZBrush. I figured it all out. It's different now a little bit, but I'm telling you, ZBrush is the way to go if you want to feel it works.
I love
Anthony's
what
a
the
monster and an OG at this shit. Put some
and
respect on
then
his name.
now read the guy's name, Wicked Fat Collectibles.
Yeah,
That is a message for the ages. That is such a good message. Wicked
I
Fat
like it.
Collectibles. I
I
do
like
too.
it. I gotta end the stream here, guys. Let me see here. So that Akuma statue that I made, that was the first thing I ever sculpted of that variety. I screwed up one muscle group on it. Otherwise, it's nothing more than stylization. But one muscle group is the wrong way. So if you do watch that video, you'll see what I'm talking about if you know what you're talking about. And if you don't, then
I
I'm
think
just really good at
Anthony's gonna
sculpting and
get
didn't
back
make
to
any
doing
effort.
the sculpting streams when he has more time to
Yeah, I
actually
can't
work on
wait.
all.
I'd love this is my tablet right here. So I would love to here's my pen. I would love to get back to sculpting.
And
Here's my
hopefully by
special
then I'll
glove.
be more adept with digital.
I need to put my special glove
Uh,
on to show people I'm a serious sculptor. It is, but regular too. Anyway, that's it for tonight, guys. The point of the story is this is a weird ass Cyclops and a weird ass scale with a high price point and no real fit in the market right now. See what happens with that and everything else we talked. Is there anything else you want to say, Brian, before we call it a night?
no, no, I'm good. Thanks for having me, everyone. I hope you guys have a good night or morning. I don't know where you guys live. But take it easy.
all, all right, well said. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, you may want to consider subscribing. I do have new videos almost every single day. Not always when I'm sick and stuff, but almost. And I do have thousands. I'm almost at 5,000 videos already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that good stuff. In the meantime, collecting.